Jeez.
Dog. Yo.
Connect the dots.
X-nay on the website,
Connect. Oh, sneak peeks. Yo, no sneak peeks. No sneak. Oh no, what's this?
No, Cut.
All right. Hold on. Woo. Jesus, you guys got to see too much. If you guys are watching the podcast, you guys get all the sneak peeks. You get all the exclusives. We are here, episode 6.
Edit. Thank God for the edits.
Episode 6. What edit? There's no edits, bro. There's no edit. Buddy, yo, if you guys are watching this, just know it's live. It's raw. It's uncut.
Uncut.
It's everything you want and more.
Yes.
Shout out to Super Vendors.
Super Vendors.
In the building.
Yes, the mystery box.
Not actually in the building. Not actually, but next week.
Mystery box is on
the way.
Yep.
On the way. It takes a little bit longer because of COVID and the shutdowns and everything like that. He's got to do different routes. And
definitely have to, take that in consideration. All the, bullshit with that.
I wonder if there's a backlog on exclusives.
I'm still waiting. I have an exclusive Mike Gutz jersey coming.
Ooh.
Yo, it's sick, right? It's like it's goes with the whole Raptors theme, but I did it up nice. But I've been waiting. I swear it's been over 2 months for it.
Okay.
Right, and I know it's done.
Right.
I seen it maybe a month and a half ago.
Right.
But it's not here yet. So. But Super Vendors is coming.
Super Vendors is coming. They're on the way. They got a whole box of exclusives.
Yep.
Chris linked me. He said he's gonna come on the podcast actually next week.
He's gonna talk about
he's gonna talk a little bit about what he's doing and stuff like that. But he's also gonna drop us off a sick mystery box. We're gonna jump into the mystery box and get into because as you can see here, we're running a little low. We don't really have many drinks left. That's I think the main thing that we need to get is the drinks. I got my own stuff over here. Yo, shout out to Vitamin Water. It was 50 sign.
We still have this weird.
That I have a recording of you saying that you wanted to try.
I do want to try that.
Okay.
I think if we got time, we're gonna get into this.
Yeah.
I think I might as well crack it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna personally this week I'm going with this. This is my drink.
This is your drink right here.
That's my drink.
I'm not really. I don't think I'm ready for this one.
I can't touch the medicine.
I don't think I'm ready for that one.
I don't know if I can get into that.
Yeah.
But this, I'm gonna rock with guys. I got the Chupa
vegan
Chups, strawberry cream flavor sparkling water.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think we're gonna get into this one.
Shout out to Super Vendors because, to be honest, I need to stay hydrated during this shit because I get really
There's not much options, so by default, I think I'm gonna try the basil seed. I'm gonna try the.
Okay, we got the basil, which means these are the last two. So this is gonna be. These are our 2 main stars on the I guess the episode where we're gonna eat and drink all the shit that we don't want to eat or drink.
Yep. And bring in the whole new box.
Yeah. So I guess that's our next week's drink right there.
Right there.
Damn, next week's gonna suck. So moving on to the snack. So what's gonna be your snack choice of the night, man?
What do we got?
I don't know. We never got into the mac and cheese. We didn't get into the cereal.
And we also have this right here. Oh
man, yo, that Nesquik has been staring at me.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna take this one right here.
Yo, we're just sharing that though.
We gonna share this?
Yeah, we're sharing.
All right, it's a Sharesies.
Okay, that's a Sharesies type of thing. By the way, we got to return the banana bread too. So this is like a totally separate sponsor. We got blessed by one of the homies of the show, right? Angie. Big supporter. Been supporting Connected Off forever. She's got her own banana bread thing going on. You can check it out on Instagram. We'll leave the link in the description.
Put all the info
where you guys can get it because I'm telling you, this stuff is out of this world. I'm not gonna eat too much of it on the show today because I'm not trying to eat so late at night and everything, and we already have to eat all these munchies. But I'm gonna definitely take a bite of it and save it and eat it throughout the week.
A lot of flavors.
This is the best. Honestly, I eat this with tea. I heat it up and eat it with tea.
Lots of flavors too. Good. There's chocolate, butterscotch,
a caramel one or something. There was one that I had. I think it was
there's a strawberry score.
Yo, so good.
And recently, for those who are into the whole vegan life, etc., she has her own vegan
banana bread.
Vegan banana bread.
That's
and
fire.
I have it right here.
Jeez.
And I've never tried it before.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it first time. See how it tastes. Right. I'm all into the vegan life. I'm gonna have it probably a little later. Not right now, but I'm gonna have that.
So now, to anyone that's just tuning in, if this is your first time, this isn't a cooking show or something.
No.
This isn't like a food review.
No.
But just so you guys know, we are serious about our munchies. Okay?
Yeah.
We don't mess around. Yeah. And that's why we got Super Vendors on deck. We got people like Angie on deck to make sure that we're hydrated, make sure we got munch out because we're smoking and we're talking hip hop today. We're talking about local hip hop. We got a special guest on the show.
Yeah.
We got gut check time to go through. We got artist song reviews. We got so much more going on. It's gonna be crazy. We're about to roll up some spliffs, and we're gonna talk about gut check time. Let's get into it. Let's get right into gut check time. Oh wait. So we got our snacks, right? No. We got our chocolate, and we need one more.
You need one more. What do you got?
I think I'm gonna open up these, man, because these have been staring at me too, bro.
So it's just lots of sweets today.
Really? Oh no, you know what? Actually, no, I forgot. By default, so one of my friends thought it'd be cool when they came over to open up these right here.
Okay.
So these are the fruit roll-up Jolly Ranchers, right? Okay. And then once he opened them, obviously we started getting into them. So there's only 2 left. So one for me, one for you.
Yeah.
So this is.
Didn't we dabble in that one last week?
Nah, we didn't. We got into the fruit by the foot.
Oh. Right?
Okay. So this is the other one. The fruit roll-up.
Gotcha. Yes, that one.
You got the Starburst one.
Yeah.
That one's gone.
So this is the other one. Okay.
There's 2 different flavors in here. Guys, if you're into fruit roll-ups, man, hit up Super Vendors because these were fire.
Yeah.
They're kind of sour tasting, Jolly Rancher flavored. Absolute fire. So we're gonna eat these. We're gonna eat that, and you know what? We have a new mystery box coming in. I'm gonna open these too.
Why not?
We're gonna open these.
Why not?
We're gonna pass these around. We got a few people here with us in the filming. Fuck COVID. No, just kidding. I didn't say it. Yo, cut that. Yo, Dan, edit that.
Cut that. Turn off the mic.
Turn off the mic. So, boom. We're going to get into it. Boom. All right.
Yeah, man.
Gut check time. What do you got for us this week, Gutz? Let's go.
All right, man. Let's get off to it, man. Just off the heels of last week's, sad news of the passing of DMX, the hip hop world is again shocked with another tragedy of some sorts, and it's Black Rob. Rest in peace to Black Rob.
Black Rob, rest in peace.
For those who don't know, I was gonna bring this up last week, and kind of, ran out with time and whatever. But anyways, Black Rob sent his sympathies to DMX, and he was trying to say it in this video. But what else was happening was that he was in the hospital, and he looked like he was suffering and just in a lot of pain, a lot of agonizing pain, and then he had mentioned he had 4 strokes, and he was just like, I don't know, man, I don't know if we can get the footage or run the footage here, but it's just he just did not look like he was in good shape. So apparently they set up GoFundMe to take care of his medical expenses, because apparently he was homeless and he couldn't take care of his medical bills, and like I said, he was in just rough shape where you're like, wow, this is Black Rob, and you think this is Diddy's guy, Diddy's artist.
Black Rob's also though, if you think about it, Black Rob's one of the old school artists that I can think of.
Yeah. That
are still in the game, that are still kind of talked about here and there.
Well, he'll always be cemented in that culture, being that he came out during a time where Diddy took over the game, and Diddy was promoting all those bad boy artists, right? Yeah. And he Black Rob himself had that big single with Woe, and got on a lot of these bad boy collabs, whether it was Mace or whether
Black Rob was on a lot of other people's albums, right?
Yeah, and
that's the thing a lot of people don't
with the Locks, he was really on the come up with those guys, got on a lot of their shit. There's a lot of classic Black Rob albums.
That's what I mean.
And not albums, I mean songs or
that
mixtapes
he's featured on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean,
definitely has a strong legacy though,
for sure.
And also another artist that has a lot of big influence on a lot of upcoming artists and stuff like that. Even just that song "Whoa" was a huge song and had a big impact on the game.
And so the sad thing was that his management, they were saying that he was fine. He was fine, and I guess the media was releasing false information, and he was at home, he's recovering, but there was I guess, when people look at it, sometimes people are too proud to beg, you know what I'm saying? And I guess they were just trying to kind of stay under the wraps and with everything. But nonetheless, less than a week later, he perished to his death, and now
rest in peace, man.
And now it's when you look at it, it's wow, it's sad that
Well, honestly, I think. Sorry, what were we gonna say?
No, go ahead.
No, what I was gonna say is I think we're in the time though where we're gonna start seeing more and more of these legends starting to pass away. We're getting that age.
I was just thinking
we're not so young ourselves, right? But you got to remember, is we were the ones that came up off of guys like that and DMX and all these guys. And it's crazy to me to actually even think that DMX was only 50.
50, I think he was.
50?
I think it was 50.
Yeah, 50 or 51 or something like that. And like to me, I would have thought that he was so much older, but that just shows you how young some of these cats were that were like making these big moves
and making the big moves. I know, like they were getting a lot of money. Like when you think about it, Biggie died when he was 24, right? And that was in 97, right? March 97, he died, right? Okay. So you think about it, right? He'd be what, 51 right now, right? So, I mean.
Well, that's the thing. Like in the next 10 years, a lot of artists, hopefully not. Hopefully people can live till they're 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean, like
you guys didn't have the healthiest lifestyles and stuff like that too, and whatever, and
yeah,
it is what it is. But
I mean, yeah, it is crazy though. But I was gonna ask you, you ever heard of the Diddy curse?
No.
Or the Puffy curse?
No.
So apparently, there's this thing that had gone around where they were talking about. Every artist associated with Bad Boy or goes with Bad Boy or Puffy somehow like ends up either dead or goes to jail or something fucked up happens with their life, right? I mean, if you go down the list, right? Damn. Look at Biggie, right?
But he has a lot of artists.
If you look at Mace, right? Mace like went to quit rap when like became a minister or whatever, but then he came back to rap game, but like he's all messed up. He pretty much like, I guess like took his masters, or he owns Mace's masters. Like he never gave Mace back his shit, right? Then you look at like G Dep. I don't know if you heard the story about G Dep.
Nope.
Where G Dep one time just went into a police station and confessed to a murder that he committed like 20 years ago. Yeah, and basically confessed to the murder, and now he's serving life in jail for that, right? And then Loon.
Okay.
Loon, apparently, he turned into a Muslim.
Yeah.
And he was just like trying to basically live his life and do his thing, and just kind of like away from the whole music game, and like like he was just
very religious.
Like he was on like his own like religious path kind of thing.
For sure.
And he got nabbed for a drug, some sort of drug trafficking thing from back in the day or something like that. But he's currently now in a I can't remember where exactly, but he's serving like right now 20 years for.
I heard about him getting locked up, but I didn't know he was serving 20 years.
Yeah, like it's crazy right now.
But you got to watch what you're doing too, right? This guy was trying to use his religious Muslim thing as like a front, I think. So.
Well, no, I mean who knows, right? I mean like you look at a lot of like artists that have been. Dude, look at Shine, right? You all know what happened with Shine.
Yeah.
Right, like. Shine being extradited, back to Belize, and essentially like he was the one that got screwed in that whole process, right? Like he had to serve all that time.
But again, I also feel like he may have been involved in some other stuff, like you know what I mean, and maybe using that stuff as a front, because a lot of people do.
Yeah.
That's like a go-to front. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, oh no, like I'm changed now, like I'm all this, I'm all that, like oh no, like look at all the church I go to, look at all the things I do, blah blah. Well, no, it's true though. Some people do that.
That is true.
I'm not saying technically that. I'm not trying to accuse them, but I'm just saying it happens. Is true. It happens, right? Like I the way that Loon was though talking, like I don't believe that about him. I think Loon was like straight up like.
Yeah,
he was on. I think he was definitely on a religious journey.
It could have been. It could have been with Loon where he. I
don't know.
Maybe it was just he was caught in a past situation, and the thing is that with these feds and with these like big, like government like agencies that are out there, like they always pay attention to rappers and like known artists that are making money or around like that lifestyle, that culture. They always try to find a loophole to get these guys, whether it's like a money laundering thing or like they didn't like pay their taxes or some shit. Like they always try to get these guys on something. For sure. At least get a couple years from them. You know what I mean? Or rather than get a whole bunch of people off the street through them, right? Because a lot of these artists, they're the poster boy for the organization, right? Like you look at like something like a Ja Rule. Right?
Yeah. They want to make an example of
you know what I mean? So, but it's just crazy how all these artists connect with Puffy and all that shit happened with them, right?
Interesting. I never heard of the Puffy
curse. Yeah, it's the Puffy curse. Like,
it's kind of a good segue, though, too, into the next topic.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, though, in the next topic, J-Lo and A-Rod, they actually made it official.
Yeah.
So... Is this Puffy's chance? Is this Puffy's chance to get back with J-Lo?
Ooh, is that maybe she doesn't want the puffy curse though?
Oh, I'm about to say, is that a part of the puffy curse?
Ooh.
You gotta think about that.
Ooh.
Right? I was talking with a friend the other day.
Yo, do you have a lighter? Who's got a lighter?
I was talking with a friend the other day. Who's J-Lo gonna end up with next, right? She'd probably go to like a dancer.
She was with a rapper.
Right? Yeah, she'll probably go to a dancer. She'll probably go with like, a stylist kind of guy, but she always ends up with somebody like famous and
well,
goes all the way.
Like that's kind of natural.
Either goes all the way and like gets like, married or gets engaged, but then always at the end, she breaks it off or some shit happens. So who's gonna be the next one? I have a couple of people that I was saying. I first said DJ Khaled. just
Isn't DJ Khaled like married and shit?
Well, I mean, so was Swiss Beats, and he left his wife and fucking went to Alicia Keys.
Yo, by the way, this Chupa Chups thing I thought was gonna be shit is fire.
Oh, real?
And the Bounty cookies, fire.
Word. Honestly, I just ate. Yo, shout outs to wifey though. That food was blast, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yo, barbecues from now on. Sunday barbecues before the podcast.
Blast up thing for sure.
But yo, so
anyways, let's get into the next topic. Yeah. Oh, sorry, what are you saying?
Nothing. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, I thought you were gonna comment on it. But anyways, let's talk about
J-Lo's super hot. That's all I can say. Okay, next topic.
Don't look at my team, bro.
Yo, dog, don't talk about my team.
Yo, don't talk about my team, bro.
Okay, let's go. I'm married, bro.
Anyways, again. We were talking about golf.
Yo, shit.
Like, it hurts. As you know, Ontario's in another set of rules, set of lockdowns.
Guys, we talked about this last week.
Right? We were talking, expressing, the whole crave, the whole interest with golf. You were talking about, that you had an upcoming tee time, and then, bam,
boom,
another announcement.
We
so,
get shit on today.
They've totally locked down all extra.
Last week, if you guys were watching the podcast, we literally said the only thing you can do actively, like as an adult, as a sport or anything like that, other than like maybe water sports and like biking and like that kind of thing, is golf. Golf is the only thing they left open. Basketball, everything else was shut down. For whatever reason, they left golf open, so a lot of people were emerging to golf. And now this week, boom, they shut down golf. So that's where we're at now. And then they shut down golf plus playgrounds. And then they opened the playgrounds. And then so maybe they'll open golf again. I don't know. But anyway, it's just crazy that we were talking about it last week.
But
and
the one crazy thing,
motherfuckers.
Yeah, but the one crazy thing though about it was how they gave the police the power to essentially
pull anybody
over
at any time.
At any time. Talk to you, ask you where you're going and where you and you have to provide your address to.
You have to, and if you don't, then you can get a fine for not doing it.
Now, the surprising thing from this whole thing is the amount of uproar that this particular lockdown measure has caused.
Yeah.
And why I say that is because of the response that the police service has had with it.
Right.
Now, I think I saw up to 9 regions that have said that they will not enforce these rules.
A lot of police, a lot of authorities coming online saying that they will not enforce these rules. They won't be pulling anybody over. And that sort of thing.
And I thought that was a very interesting turn. I honestly didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. Well, because I just feel like everybody right now, in terms of those agencies, those government agencies, those hierarchy agencies, when you look at the court systems, the police, any politicians, whatever, seems like everybody's on the same narrative, the same page with COVID, more or less,
for sure.
And the police, I think, for the most part, have been kind of like, they've been kind of quiet. They've been there.
I feel like
they've been present, but
a lot of the police have been really cool, and then like the bylaw has been like pretty whack. Or this is what I've been seeing.
Right.
And bylaws, doing a lot of stuff, but they're doing their jobs.
But I mean, it depends, right? Like I'm from Scarborough, and where I'm at, the police are pretty lax. At least with me, they've been pretty lax. Like when it comes to certain shit, like you don't see them overly harassing people, right? But I mean, like my situation might be different than somebody in like a smaller town where OPP or somebody's like patrolling, and then they have to deal with that type of shit, right? Like it all really, I guess, depends on the region you're in. But for the most part, it's crazy how the police have just said that they're not going with this whole lockdown measure. Is this potentially a turning point, or do you think that Doug Ford is going to amp things up more by maybe introducing the army? Exactly.
So I don't know. I think anything's possible at this point, but at the same time, I think like it's kind of a good example of, you know, when you band together and when the police even step up and say something, that things can change. Because like, look, right away they were like, oh, okay, well, you know what, maybe we won't do that. Right? Like they already pulled back on some of the stuff because of the people, right? Not because they decided, oh no, we should let this happen. No, it's because the people uproared and they made a change. You know what I mean? So I think it can go either way right now, but I do think that military is not off the board. I think military is the next step. I think military is going to come in and they're going to try to fast track the vaccine. But it is 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So basically, you know, just to kind of finish off on that one, like, you know, we've already talked about it. Like, it's like beating a dead horse at this point. Like, we keep talking about it in the podcast, but it's because this is what we're dealing with, right? But it is a new change and stuff like that. But moving on, like, I mean, you know, we think we have it rough. Like, look in the States, right? Like, in the States, like, I know this is like a gut check moment here, but we and you were talking about this off camera, and the shit that's happening in the States. So
right now,
mass shootings, the racism with the cops, the police brutality in general. You know, a white guy got killed too, right? A black guy got killed. The police, like, let's get into the case. Let's
get into that. You know, and that was kind of the segue.
That's kind of the big.
That was the big thing right
here.
now. And you know, when you look at like I said, like that whole tide shift on either way, it can go either way, like you said. And speaking on it can go either way, you look at this Chauvin case, right?
Right.
I don't think it's a slam dunk for George Floyd.
So this is what I was gonna say is, like, everyone keeps talking about how it's the Chauvin case, and I'm like, fuck, man, they keep giving this guy's name like popularity. It's like, no, this is the George Floyd case. This is justice.
Yeah.
This is justice
for George Floyd. Yeah. Right?
So like that, I wanted to start with that point because I hate hearing that. Oh, the Chauvin case. Like, no, this is justice for George, right? Let's not let that die. You know,
for sure.
Because honestly, I think that's a big thing, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Because that puts a face to the name and puts a like a shine on the actual problem here.
Right.
Which is the police brutality, which is the crazy shit that's
going on.
The cops are afraid of their own shadow in the States, and they're trigger happy, ready to shoot somebody instead of using their taser, stuff like that, right? Like, so what I was gonna say about all this is to me, I think the cops gonna get off? Definitely. These cops, they work for each other, bro. Like, is his life over? He's pretty much screwed. The guy is pretty much like the cop. No matter what, whether he goes to jail or not, it's just whether he's going to jail or not.
I honestly think he's not going to jail. I don't think. You know, I hope I'm wrong, but
I really hope you're wrong. But I hope I'm wrong.
But at the end of the day, it's like when you look at it, when you look at law, look at any of these cases.
I don't have trust in the system.
Look at any of these cases, right?
Yeah, like that's basically
all you need. All you need is probable cause.
Yeah.
And they created probable cause with, oh, did he die before? Him dying from the asphyxiation, like, did he die before? Right. The time that he let him go, like, when did he actually die? Like, what caused the death? Right. But I mean, to me it's black and white, like, it's right there.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you think that
all you take is just one person to think, maybe, boom, mistrial, right? And
that's what I'm saying. I don't have faith in the justice system, especially in the States, right? I don't even have faith in the justice system here, let alone in the States.
Right.
The States is a write-off.
And I mean, that's what it is. That you know, I just feel like they're kind of giving these subtle hints that it's coming. Like, it seems like, you know, I saw this one post from the NBA that the league has told its players to prepare for postponed games and, you know, potential fallout from the verdict.
Right.
I'm like, okay, like, why would they, like, post that? Like, it just seems like it's kind of like a planned programming kind of tactic, in a sense, where it's like, it just seems like they're laying these ducks out. And I think either way, both sides lose, right? Because let's say if the cop is guilty, you're gonna have a lot of these, like, you know, white supremacists KKK, a lot of these like.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think those guys are gonna get a chance to really raise their voice on this because the cop was clearly in the wrong on this.
Right. I think you're gonna have a lot of those types of groups.
I think there's gonna be some, but not as much as.
Not as much. But if you got a
lot of other situations.
If you got a not guilty, a full on not guilty, then you'll have a huge problem. And
we should.
Right. And or a mistrial. Right. I absolutely. But I think either way, it's gonna be some chaotic type of twist on it.
But yo, this is what I'm gonna say on all just to kind of round that out is with all the negativity in the world and stuff like that, like the last thing that we need is a fucking not guilty verdict in that situation.
Oh man, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
So let's move on to something a little bit more.
I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong too.
I hope I'm wrong.
But yo, some good pointers, a lot of crazy shit. Most of the stuff this week on Gut Check Time's negative, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, it's the world, man. So what, you calling me negative?
Yo, negative Nancy. What about the good stuff that happened?
I'm negative Nancy?
What about the good stuff that happened?
Man, yo, I don't like that.
Nothing good happened. Yo,
that's me. Yo, because you're mad because golf got canceled.
That's it. So now I'm taking it out.
You're mad, yeah.
But yo, let's bring in our guest.
I was gonna say that's the good thing.
Come on, that's what I'm saying. So let's get into it right now. We're gonna call him. Hopefully he answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like socks.
Wear socks.
Yeah. So we're calling him right now, Young Stitch. You guys already know. Special guest on the show today.
Shout out to Stitch.
He won the last Connect the Dot. Like the finals.
Yeah.
So he's our most recent like champion / winner / whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer the phone sometimes, but
obviously
it's all good. He's probably gonna get ready or something now that he knows that we're trying to call him or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, but we'll give him a second to get ready or whatever. Maybe you could message him or whatever.
I'll message him.
Yeah, but because he likes Gutz more. No, I'm just kidding. But so.
So let's talk about something else then. Let's talk about...
No, he's calling.
Oh, there he is.
Told you just had to get ready.
You had to get his hair together.
Yeah. Something, yes.
Yeah. Yo, is it a video thing?
Yeah. It is if you want it to be.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I got a ring light here. I'm going to set it up. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, no worries. Of course he has a ring light.
Yes, sir.
So like I said, guys, so we got Young Stitch on the show, special guest today. We had Dre Specs on the show last week. We've been trying to get Socks on. We had Specs Dawn on. But again, so like you said, so this is Young Stitch, a.k.a. Julian Robaza. Right? But basically, we've known Stitch for a long time. We talked about him a few times on the podcast. Like I said, he did win the last finals. But before that, what was it that he won?
He won the Toronto show from the Toronto leg.
Okay, so the revival
from that leg, from the tour leg. Yeah.
Okay. So he won the revival show, and then basically came onto the yacht and smashed it.
Yeah.
And then after that, he went on to win the BET Freestyle Championship.
I believe he won that before.
No, that was after.
It was after.
Yeah, it was like the year after.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think...
You want to bet $5 on it? On camera?
So when he's saying...
Is this a gambling show now? I'm just... It can be.
It can be. Yo, what do you got?
But, no, so... Yeah, it was after.
2015?
I think it was 2017.
2017?
For some reason, I think it was.
No, I'm saying when... Okay. I swear.
No. Sorry, not 2000.
I want to say he won.
Okay, anyways, friendly bet, no $5. I know it's tough right
I'll put $5 on it right now. I'll put $5 on it.
I don't know if the serve checks are coming in properly.
Stop this. I feel he won the boat after he won the Freestyle Friday. I think he won the Freestyle Friday after he won the revival show. After he won the revival show, he won the Freestyle Friday, and then he won the boat.
We're gonna find out today. But either way, you know,
your money up, bro.
Stitch is done. What do you mean? I'm saying it's after the boat.
All right, whatever.
$5. Let's do it. So,
anyways, Stitch, you know, he's been doing some big things, like you know.
So we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
For sure.
You know, when we got him, he's calling in right now. So we'll get into it a little bit here today. Stitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah, unfortunately, you only get to look at my ugly face during the interview, but you know, I'm gonna.
I just get to see Gutz' side profile, eh?
Yeah, it's all good.
That's not even Gutz. This is a mannequin. That's a mannequin right there.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Gutz is on the other side of the laptop. So.
What up, Stitch? What up?
What's good, boys?
Yo, we're just here, bro. We're
nice
just here.
Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you, bro. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Nice.
Just, living my best life. You know what I'm saying?
Dope, brother. Dope, man. It's good to hear, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's you know, thank you for coming on the show though. Like, you know, I know I hit you up like pretty much today, and you know said yeah, sure, you know, no doubt. So, you know, good looks, man, for coming on the show for sure.
Of course, man. Hey, you know what? It's a connect the dot thing, man. You know.
Yeah, from time, bro.
On time.
Yeah, no. We've been talking about you a few times on the show and stuff like that. Like, you know, obviously, like, you know us. We mainly do events and stuff like that. We're not really the podcast guys, but you know, we jump into the podcast world just to kind of get things kickstarted. You know how it is, COVID time, so you have to adapt to the times.
You guys, man. You and Gutz, that's the perfect blend of podcasts.
Yeah.
I tune in.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Well, once we get things kicking off and we get things a little bit bigger and better and stuff, I'm sure more and more people will start tuning in, and we're starting to get we're gonna cut up shorts and stuff like that, so it's a little bit, you know, like our podcast will go for 2 hours sometimes, so like not everybody has 2 hours to sit there and listen to us talk about God knows what. So, but yeah. So, anyways, bro, like God said, yo, we're happy to have you on the show. Thanks for being here.
Man, for sure.
We're gonna get into some stuff here, bro. We got some stuff for you, bro. We got some
stuff we got some stuff that we you know.
Yeah,
man, we got some stuff for you. So, yo, let's get right into it. All right. So, connect the dot. You know, you won the revival show, and then you won the boat. You're the last grand winner for the whole Connect the Dots series that we had. Just tell us what your whole experience was with the Connect the Dot thing, right? I know that you didn't really get the chance to tour with us and do that whole thing, but what was your experience with the shows that you did
You know what? I remember when I believe you guys did it once before, right? Before I took part in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did it a couple of times.
Yeah. So I remember seeing it and being like, you know what a dope event. I've been rocking with Danny since the Yagata events, you know what I mean? At Sgt. Pepper's. So my guy's always been good at running dope events, but I've noticed that his events just keep getting better and better. And you know, even no matter where I'm at in my career, it's always cool to be part of a good event, you know what I mean? So I was like, connect the dot, you know what I mean? I said, mark me down, and I just came fresh off of a dub from one of the BT stuff, and I said, you know what, I don't care. I'm not too big to fucking come and crush Connect the Dot. You know what I mean? You know, I came through and I won the Toronto thing, and that was such a sick event. There was bare bodies in the building, sponsored by Crystal Vodka, you know what I mean? It was sick. You had Socrates fucking judging and shit. It was epic, bro. It was super legendary, and I was super blessed to win it. And then, and then I moved on to the finals on the yacht, which was a yacht party. So you can just imagine, anybody watching that doesn't know, you know, you can just imagine the yacht party king, you know. It was super sick. I won that too. And you know what? Shout outs to Gutzo, and shout outs to Dan Barker, and shout outs to everybody that made such a sick event, because it was super fun. I would do it again, or judge, or whatever I'm allowed to do. You know what I mean? It was sick, man.
No, we appreciate that. We appreciate the shout outs too. And yo, sure. He ain't lying, bro. Me and Stitch go back, bro. This guy's been doing events with me. He's been on so many of my shows, and honestly, bro, never missed an event. Always super professional. And like he said, it doesn't matter where he's at in his career, whether he won a Freestyle Friday thing, or this or that, or this guy gave him a good look, or this guy gave him a good look. He's always been humble enough to always just be oh, what you need to do? Oh, you want to do that? Yeah, okay. You know, even doing the interviews, not even just with us, we're a small podcast. Obviously, you know, you're the homie, so it's different.
Yeah, you're the homie.
Yeah.
But no, right.
But I know you do this with other people too. You look out for all types of people. You do this kind of stuff with small to big guys, whoever's looking. You know, it's not just to get your name out too. You're helping them out, because sometimes it's actually a better look for them than it is for you. So.
You know, I'm humble in the sense that I still find it surreal that people even want to talk to me. You know what I mean? So I'm never gonna abuse that. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna be like, yeah, you want to ask me questions? I'm like, yo, we're all human beings. You know what I mean? So the fact that people take interest in my life and what I'm doing, I'm always humbled. I don't care what's going on. I'll be like, yeah, all right, you know what I mean? Let's do it. You know?
For sure, man.
What did you think of the competition at Connect the Dot? In terms of you know, did you feel it was stiff competition, or overall, or do you feel it was half and half, a little bit here and there? Like, what did you think in terms of like people coming to you?
Tony Ranks joke in here.
I'm just saying. I'm asking.
Let's get it.
Oh, all right, let's go into the smoke. Let's go into the smoke.
You guys want to go there?
Let's go into the smoke. Honestly, you might as well get some views off of this video.
I don't even think that topic will get us views.
No, I'm just asking.
I think it might get us negative.
No, you know what? What I'm going to say is, you know what? The competition was good. Everybody brought it, including Tony. You know, everyone came correct. I mean, there was a reason that people were on the bill in the first place. I feel like you guys did a good job of hand selecting who you wanted to be. Like, you didn't just set up a bunch of sacrificial lambs for a 1-2 guys to body. Like, you set it up to be a good competition. You know what I mean? And when you have a competition, it's always in the hands of a few people. So just because a bunch of people think this guy is the prize guy or this guy's the prize horse, like, that doesn't really matter, because it's not up to you, because you're running the event, you're not judging. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's what your judges hand select, and you ask 10 different judges 10 different times, you're gonna get 10 different answers. You know what I mean? So I was super blessed to win. I just did my thing, and you know what? Shout outs to everybody that competed, including Tony Ranks. Like, at the end of the day, everybody came through, everybody did their thing, and I mean, I'm not gonna act like I blew it out of the water. Like, you know, I won, but you know, everyone.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you, Stitch. I'll be honest with you. On the boat, I thought it was really close between you and King Khan. I thought it was really close.
King Khan, sick, bro, and that's the homie, and you know, he's got a crazy live performance. He's the King Khan.
It's because he's
and that's what we talked about that on another podcast before. Is a couple of other people were saying like how dope King Khan was, and Khan didn't even bring it. Like, he didn't even have like a big fan base there, or people that knew him per se. So it's always dope to see. And like, I mean, you have that ability too, and I'm sure you've done that many times where you've gone to crowds where you know relatively nobody, and you know, you perform and you literally take over the fucking crowd, and it's probably even a better feeling.
Just like LA. No, but you know what's crazy?
Yeah, exactly.
Is me and Khan have actually been working since I was 17 years old. So funny story about me and Khan, we go way back. He hit me up when he was like 25, 24, and I was like 16, 17. Yeah. And we made songs back in the day. So like the first time me and Khan reconnected, like years later, was at that show. And it was crazy. We saw each other, bro. We were like, yo, I can't believe we're performing on the same bill. And man, he killed it. Like, I used to look up to King Khan. You know what I mean? I still do. Like, that's big bro. You know what I mean? I grew up listening to King Khan and being 16, 17, being like, this guy's an animal. You know what I mean? So losing to a guy like King Khan, I would have not had any bad feelings towards. He's a beast. Sure. He's been doing this longer than even I have, and I'm 31 now, but he's been doing this a long time. You know what I mean? Like, so he's hungry, and he's always been hungry. And shout outs to King Khan, bro. That's big bro.
Yeah, it was close.
I personally, I thought Tony Ranks for sure, but I mean, whatever. Hey, you know, it wasn't up to me, so thank God. No,
yeah, exactly.
Thank God.
Yeah, that's why I stood at the door and fucking, you know, whatever. But so
you talk. So you talk about. All right. Let's move on.
Hold on. First of all, actually, Gutz won a bet between me and him.
Yeah.
I thought that you won the BET thing after the Connect the Dot thing, but you had won it before. So
exactly. Because I remember saying to you,
I won Toronto before I won the first one. But then after the first one, I went to do the LA thing, and then after the LA thing was the yacht.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
it was like one.
Yeah,
that was sick though.
Because I remember saying to you that, oh my God, I don't know if we can get Stitch for Connect the Dot now that he won the BET Freestyle Friday.
Yeah,
I was like,
this
fuck,
like,
man.
I don't know if we have
this guy. I don't know if we have enough money in the budget for him. Because like, shit. I was like, fuck, bro. Like, yo, this guy's superstar now. This guy's there. Like,
yo,
fuck. I set down the crown and I said, yo, give me that crystal headlock.
Yeah.
Yo,
that was cool. Actually,
let's talk about that quickly.
Hold on, let's shout out Wes though. Wes from Crystal Head Vodka.
Okay.
He's not with Crystal Head Vodka anymore. But shout out to Wes because he hooked it up, man. He went to bat for us and made sure that we got everything we needed. And
yeah.
Man, he was just dope, like all around. He was at every tour making sure Socks was drunk. His wife.
That was nice.
I'm just not drunk, but you know what I mean. Had
drinks. He did a real good job.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yo, you remember when Socrates cut off my song halfway through the last report? Yeah. Socrates I put 5 into my shit so hard he just cut off my song halfway through my competition set.
And he was like, yo.
Socrates, bro, but Fuck.
He did that in North Bay too.
With Bobo?
Yeah, with Bobo.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
He cut it off like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, and he kept singing
it's
Bobo.
Like, Bobo!
Yeah, big ups to Bobo, man. Bobo gets mad shows on the podcast, man. Bobo's actually a fucking sick one, though.
So we're talking about
moving on from the BET
Me and him are both
freestyle.
born in Kirkland Lake. Me and Bobo are both Kirkland Lakers, bro.
That's it, bro. KL. So now Gutz, then me and Gutz had a further talk. Sometimes we just talk about you, you know what I mean? We're just like, yo, it's like you're here, so
my head's getting hard just thinking about you guys.
Let's cut that off. Whoa. Pause. You had to pause. That's a pause. That's a fire, boy.
But so we were talking about it, and fucking Gutz said, Stitch should have pursued.
So here was my thing. I said, we were talking about like, why isn't like guys like Stitch like more like put on in a sense, right? Where just like we feel like you're on like a different level than a lot of these artists that are out here, right? A lot of these artists that are spitting like content and like in terms of your lyrical game, in terms of like your fan base, in terms of like the music that you put out. We're saying like, how come a guy like Stitch versus a artist like a Chromas or a top five or like one of those guys, like how come how come a Stitch isn't like like one of those artists that are verified or one of those artists that are
at the forefront.
On the forefront.
Like what I was saying was like when Academics and Six Buzz were all talking and whatever. Like, why wasn't Stitch in that call? Because they go after the drama. So, and I gave you props because I was saying that you didn't take the drama route
exactly
to be able to make a buzz. You know what I mean?
Although you nailed it. You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Yeah. That's what it is. You know what? At the end of the day, I don't partake in all the city politics. I care about the actual craft. At the end of the day, I care about making like the quality speaks for me. Like these guys, and no, I'm not taking shots at anybody, but these guys make music to create a buzz so that they can have clout, so that they can kind of jump all over each other and be like, yeah, rah, 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 I'm the best. Like, I don't do it for the I'm the best shit. Like, I'm not 12 years old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I do this because I actually care about making good music. I care about the product I put out. And at the end of the day, the fans that listen will speak for themselves, meaning like, if you look at a fan base that listens to only that shit and thinks my shit's whack versus people that listen to my shit and think that shit's whack, like, there's an intelligence difference, you know what I mean? There really is. And it's just like, if you're listening to music for the drama and waiting to see whose head gets blown off next, then you're in music for the wrong reasons, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, look at Atlanta. Like Atlanta, they all piggyback each other, and there's a reason why everybody in Atlanta blows up. It's because they all help each other. Here, it's all like, you're from Los Angeles, y'all don't read that man stuff. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's Toronto. Like everyone just doesn't support each other. Oh, you're from over there, we're from over here, fuck you. And that's kind of the Toronto game, and I just don't play that. Especially after all the fallen groups and labels and shit I've been a part of, like I just stay focused on what I'm doing. I don't pay attention to anything. Like men's like Six Buzz and those guys, they would have posted me a long time ago. Like, bro, they post Chromas with a tampon string hanging out, but they didn't give me one post for being from Toronto winning BET, bro. Not one post on 6 months. To me, that's crazy.
But honestly, I do want to give at the same time, like definitely that's whack as shit, and like that was a big part of what we were talking about. But I want to shout out like Toronto rappers and even like We Love Hip Hop too. Like
shout out Toronto rappers. I love Toronto rappers. They put me on Lyrically Inclined. I bodied this shit, and I got a lot of followers off that shit, and a lot of Toronto men fuck with me after that. Like 100%. I got crooked letters, crooked schemes, and everything. Like we doing like, man, I'm cooking with bare men's now because of that. Like because men's would have never. They would have just thought I was another white rapper dropping like necro bars. You know what I mean? Like people don't know. They just assume white rapper, Eminem, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Really put it in. There's no really Eminem or necro or fucking any of that shit in there. Like it's. Right. I'm Toronto. I'm a Toronto man to the core, and my style is just it's unique. And people that are finally starting to appreciate that, and I've noticed I've been getting a little bit of buzz in the city, and I'm cool with it, man. And I fucks with everybody. Like anybody that wants to work, I'm down to work with them. I don't have any enemies out there. You know, I mean, aside from a one tool.
Everyone has a one tool. Everyone's got a one tool. Everyone's got a one tool. So one of the things I was mentioning, Stitch, too, in our past podcast when we were talking about it, we're talking about the subject, is how you also were on that battle scene, right? And I had said a comment along the lines of like, if Stitch Stitch should have like kept battling and like kind of got like that fan base in a sense, and kind of monopolized like that like whole like scene, that whole like I guess like audience. Like you look at Sharon and like you look at like you know like those guys like on Wild 'N Out. Like you see like that kind of like branch that's out there, right? So it blew up. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I know that like you know you did the battle thing and you were like sick with the battle thing, right? Like is it something like you know something that you think that you would want to get back into, or like you know like just maybe like make those bigger like appearances where it's like you like battle like well-known like battle rappers kind of thing?
For sure. So funny about that is like, first of all, to start it all off is, I mean, at the end of the day, I fucked up. Meaning, I got out of the battle rap thing at the worst possible time. I got out when I thought it was like, you know, it's hit its pinnacle. I was like, yo.
Yeah, you didn't think it was gonna get too much more popping.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? My record was shit. I kept getting jerked in battles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a couple
you did get slapped.
I lost. You know what I mean? And I was kind of just like, you know what? I'm like, I love music. Like, I'm a slave to the beat. Like, at the end of the day, I like to make music to instrumentals. I lost the passion for it after a couple battles in, but I kept doing it just because the hype, the whatever. And I kind of just like, you know what? I'm gonna after the finger shit, I was like, I'm just gonna take a step back and go back in the music. And like, literally, bro, within months, like, they signed a deal with these guys. They did this. They're merging with fucking Grind Time. They're fucking like, and I was kind of like, I was like, no, you know. But to answer your question, if it was a cappella, probably not. I have no motivation to rap a cappella. But I was actually in talks with the King of the Dot guys, me, Gannick, you know, Ryan Horn, you know, and a couple other men. We got together and we were actually trying to develop King of the Dot Beatdown, which was basically like Verbal Warzone or Verbal Warfare or whatever it's called there, where they're battling like that Cortez clip, you know, where, you know, I can't believe it's not Butters. Yeah. So we were actually trying to do that for King of the Dot, and we literally, bro, we had like 5-6 meetings together, and we were developing it. They already had cards put together and everything, and then COVID hit. And we were literally just about, and I was going to be part of it. I was actually going to be a part of the league, like meaning like be like a member of the team. You know what I mean? So
I remember you talking to me about that. I remember you talking to me about that. If the opponent
is right, I would battle them. Meaning like at the end of the day, I'm super humble and all that, but I'm like, look, I'm not gonna put everything I've worked for on the line. BT, this, that, yada yada. Connect the dot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like put something right there.
Put it all on the line just to like then have some like MC Bill or like, but actually fuck, that was an actual rapper. Okay. MC guy, whatever, pop up and be like, oh, doesn't really have any like accolades or anything, but then all of a sudden he beat BET Freestyle Friday. Like, I'm not about to let that happen. You know what I mean? So, and anybody that's in that position understands that. You know what I mean? So I was like, look, if you give me someone like a Mad Child, or you give me someone that's like, you know, either more advanced than me or in the same playing fields in the sense that is a musician that's trying to transition into battling again, I would have battled for sure. And I told them that. I'm like, but the opponent has to make sense. Otherwise, now I'll just help out with the league and I'll get traction on it, I'll get eyes on it, but I'm not going to battle the opponent makes sense.
Shout out to Organic, always like giving opportunities to different people. And
stuff man, that's one of my favorites, bro. Organic is a real dude.
And actually, it's funny because I talked to him about Connect the Dot. Like, even before we launched Connect the Dot, we wanted to kind of clear the name with him and make sure he was even cool with that first of all, because like it was so similar. Like, I didn't want to be like, bro, like. But I told him, I'm like, you know, like King of the Dot is like an inspiration, like to like what we're doing here, right? And I've known Organic like since, you know, before he even started King of the Dot. You know what I mean? And when I brought it to him, I was like, yo, like, is there any way that we can like work together? Like, this was after I showed him the platform, like what, like literally, because you see how I brought him on the yacht, right? That was his first real. Like, I've talked to him about it. He's seen it. He's bigged me up on it. Like, even in my inbox, like, you know, like shouting me out, whatever. And, you know, like, I finally got to make him part of it. I finally got to bring him on, and he loved it. He thought it was sick, and he started talking about all these ideas, and he's like, bro, like, you know, you can do this, we can do that, we can do... He started giving all these things, man. Like, so I just, like, again, like, shout out to Gannick, like, just a business guy.
That was the first time I met Gannick.
Okay.
Like, well, not really first time I met him, but first time, like, I actually, like, chilled with him. You know what I mean? Like,
got to chill small.
Like, actually chill small, have a drink kind of thing.
Like, he's a really down-to-earth dude.
Yeah,
like,
real chill. Real chill.
Is like, coolest dude, man. Like, and he'll drop knowledge. You pass him the blunt a little bit. You let him hit the 1-2, and bro, this guy's like, he'll just give you tidbits of information. You're like, yeah, keep going, bro. Yeah, keep telling me more, bro. Like, this guy knows everything about everything, bro. This guy is like one of the smartest, most genuine people I know, and I mean that. Like,
he was definitely.
I've had some late nights with Gannick, bro, and he's told me some shit, and I'm like, man, you're a bad motherfucker, bro. Like, this guy just knows. He knows his shit, man. There's a reason King of the Dot was so successful. guy knows his shit.
Oh, for sure. He found the lane for sure.
So, I remember the first time I heard you stitch. I swear, if we can get that video up,
you always want the video.
I want the video up, right?
Gutz is the new editor for the Connect the Dots show, by the way.
I think your most famous line to me, or one of your most famous lines to me, was, "Hip hop isn't dead; it lives in your girl's stomach." Do you remember that? I think that was like the sickest line. How you set that up?
Someone's girl though. Why is he always like like why leave other man's girls alone, bro? Like, that
was wrong. So and you know why?
So
hold on.
That watch Kick the Dot knows that guy needs to wear hip hop and dad lives in the North shirts all the time, right?
Yeah.
Remember that was a big deal, like hip hop and dad.
Yeah.
So and everyone always used to hail him up every battle, right? So I was like, hip hop and dad lives in the North, hip hop blah blah. So I was like, yo, this guy's bitch has swallowed every rapper's kids this side of the world summit. So hip hop ain't dead, it just lives in his girl's stomach. And everyone went nuts. And then funny, so like half a year later, Tiggs invited me over to write bars with them at his house, right? Like we're writing a song. So like I pull up to Tiggs' house and it's all love, like, you know, shout out to Tiggs, it was all cool. Who walks in the room, bro? Is the girl, and fucking bro, she just looked at me and looked at Tiggs like she couldn't believe that we were just like he had just like welcomed me in the home, and I'm all just like, you know, friendly me. I'm like, hey, like, you know, hey, it's so good to see you again. You know?
Wow, I did not know that.
Sure, I'll stay for dinner.
Ew, wow.
So,
that's crazy.
So we talked about the battle rap. We talked about that. Now, moving on. So you kind of touched on it when you were talking about like, you know, all the different things that you've done in the past, and like, you know, the different crews and labels and this and that. So, but we wanted to just kind of go back down memory lane quick time and talk about Central Soldiers, right? Like probably something you haven't heard in a minute, but like, yo, like for us, like we went down memory lane at the start of this podcast. So we figured we'd go down a little bit with you. We did with the Connect the Dot, but let's go back a bit further. Central Soldiers, that's where we first heard of Young Stitch. Like, well, for me anyways, I don't know, maybe not everybody.
But for sure.
For me, Young Stitch, Central Soldiers, entertainment, the soldiers, the logo, everything, and then like that was the shit, bro. That was the shit, bro. We just
you know what? We had fun. Those were a great group of guys, and you know we had a few members bounce in and out and yada yada. But we had a couple of guys that stuck with it through thick and thin, and it was a fun time. And I mean, all I can say about that is we made some killer music. Excuse me.
Yeah.
We made some killer music. We made some good songs. We ran a couple studios together. I was, you know, I mean, I was the most active artist. I was the manager of the label. I was the this, the that, and it got tiring to the point where I kind of had to, you know, I had to pull the reins a little bit. And you know, I'm not gonna ever say names, but I mean, like, some people just don't like get, you know, people don't like to be bossed around or told what to do, and I completely get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's egos started to play a part, and people didn't want to be. People get uncomfortable that one guy's doing better than other people, and it hurts people's pride because hip hop is the most proud sport in the whole world. You know
and I think that's
hip hop are the proudest people. No more people die than in hip hop, right? Because people are so fucking caught up in their egos, right? So
and that's what
I mean. That's Central Soldiers didn't work out, and it's because. There were so many of us, and when one guy's doing better than everybody else, and then he's telling people what to do and being like, yo, you got to do this and do that, people are eventually gonna be like, you know, fuck you, I'll do what I want, right? And that's only natural. But so we kind of broke off. But I mean, there was a time there where Central Soldiers was strong. We were on every local bill, any hip hop show that was anybody in the 905. If you didn't have Central Soldiers on the bill, you're dumb. You know what I mean? Like There was a time when that was like a thing. You know what I mean? So. I'm grateful for those years, bro. But I mean, at the end of the day, I had to Justin Timberlake that shit, and I had to. You know?
But I mean,
bye. I hear you.
At the end of the day, like, it is hard to manage, like, you know, like, what is it, 5 guys, whatever, right? Like,
I don't know. At some points it was more, right?
Yeah, but I mean, manage.
Like 8, 9 guys sharing.
But I mean, like,
mics.
Exactly. So it's like when you have different personalities, and you know, if you think like, you know, an artist has their own way of, you know, like I know, like, off experience with me, like with the whole THC thing, it's like there was like no ill will in a sense, but like when everybody has their own agenda to put out shit, or when they have like their own, like, you can't really necessarily, like, you know, be I'm not gonna be like puffy on your shit, right? Like I'm gonna do my thing, but at the same time, like, I hope you're gonna pull your weight at the same time, right? But when it comes down to like a crew thing, Like we have to all come together, but like life gets in the way and shit gets in the way. Right?
You know what? I'm sure you can agree, Gutzo, that like you know what? In every group, there's always 1-2 mans that care way more than everybody else, and at the end of the day, that plays a part in it.
That can definitely play a part in it.
But I feel like though that's also just like with business in general though too. Like I was trying to say this before to somebody is just like even with like film, like even with my company Captured Films, like I've had videographers come and go, like you know what I mean, like but it just depends on even like it doesn't matter whatever business you're part of, you have people they come and go, right? But like some people don't see that it's like you're all in it for like one team. Like with Captured Films, like Captured Films is like that's like the label or like you know the Central Soldiers or the WEB or whatever.
Yeah.
Like so, if Captured Films is doing amazing, all of a sudden some people are looking at it like, oh my god, like, oh why is it Captured Films? It should be my brand. It should be me or whatever.
Bro, there was a type of Captured Films. You guys were like, I swear when people were like, who's a video company? You guys were literally the only video guys I knew to name. Like there was like a time where it's I'm like Captured Films, and I'm like, and after that I'm like, I don't know who else.
Yeah.
You guys literally set the trend for making affordable videos for people to afford, because before you guys creating that kind of middle ground, it was either like you're getting like shot off the cell phone crap, or you were getting like $5,000, $6,000 videos. It's like no one from our end.
When you bust out the red cam, woo.
Yeah,
bro,
I blessed a lot of men. I blessed a lot of people. I fucked up the game with that. I can't lie.
Honestly, the one video that I feel that you destroyed, and I was so like vexed. I'm like, yo, how could this guy put in so much work for this guy? Was that fucking Mark Jordan joint, the O negative?
To be honest with you, that he paid a lot of money for that video. First of all, and then second of all, Lucas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did Mark Jordan do different than us, bro?
Lucas loved Mark Jordan.
Holy.
Like, Lucas loved Mark Jordan. Lucas loved
Mark,
Stitch,
you know what?
Too.
Shout outs to Mark Jordan.
Big shout out to Mark Jordan. Yeah, me too. I loved Mark Jordan too, but I don't do that of crazy effect.
But yo, that shit Lucas that you guys did for that, I was like, what?
And it's funny because it wasn't even much. It just was a good concept, right song, and it was like, it's just dope.
Yo.
But it looked like Sin City.
Sin City.
I know, I'm being humble here, but yeah, that video is hard. I can't lie.
But hey yo,
sometimes this work, bro. I'm not gonna lie though, Mark. I hope you're doing good if you're watching this, because we haven't spoken in a minute. Last time I spoke to my guy, he seemed a little not like himself.
No, he wasn't. He's back now. He's good now. You know, he's doing his thing, so it's good.
Shout out to Mark Jordan.
Shout out to Mark, man.
Shout out to Marky, man.
I miss my guy Mark, bro. I remember we did some show in Barrie, and I wasn't getting my paper from the promoter, and Mark was ready to squash ahead for me, bro.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo,
I was there.
He's a rider.
I was there.
Yeah. That's
fucking eat that, man.
Thomas Grice.
Tyson Thomas guy, yo, fuck Thomas guy. Yo, that guy hit me up on Instagram. Yo, Stitch, listen to this. This guy hit me up on Instagram. He's hit me up like a few times, and he's hit me up and he's like, like, hey man, I just want to squash like what happened in the past. Let's let bygones be bygones. Hit me up, man. Like he's hit me up on like so many different messages, bro. As either like seen him, left him on scene, or I blocked him. Or I've told him to say, yo, go fuck yourself, bro. Get out of my fucking inbox.
Your mom's
yo, this guy's a fucking clown, bro. This guy is a clown.
Out on your Rottweilers.
Yeah. This guy's stupid.
Dog, you're gonna get our YouTube banned on tip or some shit. One of those things, those animal things.
You blocked that part out.
I'm just playing with you.
So, okay, so let's move on. Like now,
hold on. From SSE, Central Soldiers.
So lunch. I'm getting into it, man. I'm getting into it, man. Yo, relax, bruh. Jeez. Anyways, no. Moving on from Central Soldiers was Lunchroom Poets.
Okay, here we are.
LRP.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into that now. Like, how did that transition?
We just skipped hip chat music. That's probably for the best. Just skip the whole hip chat movement.
Hold on a second.
Don't worry about that.
Hold on a second.
Let's pretend that part didn't even exist. No, for real though. You know what? Lunchroom, man, Lunchroom is crazy. It's a conglomerate of just the way it worked out.
So why did you go into one group into the next, knowing the headaches that you were gonna get going into another group?
Well, first of all, that's a good question. But like you mentioned, we did skip a big gap where he did a lot of solo stuff.
Yeah.
And was doing a solo thing for like what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was under different management, and I started doing a solo thing, and a couple key components of the Central Soldiers machine followed: Explicit, KP, Reality. Yeah, like a couple of the key guys followed through, and we did our thing, and we were all our separate artists. And I'll break this one down real quick. I mean, I had a manager you know, shout outs to that person. I mean, we had our falling outs or whatever, but you know, he did a lot for me at the time. He flew me out to Miami, flew me out to Atlanta. I made a lot of key connections that I still fuck with to this day. So for that, I do thank him because I've made some key connections. Even though I don't fuck with him anymore, I still rock with these people like to the death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like so after that, that's pretty much that. But yeah, Lunchroom Poets. Yeah, let's get into that.
Yeah, let's. So, present day. Don't worry, we're gonna put a sound effect. Guts is gonna put it in. Guts is gonna edit it in. No. So, yeah.
There you go. Guts. He's the guy now.
Oh, I'm the guy. He's learning. So, basically, from there we go over to LRP, Lunchroom Poets, which we know is a group of 5 rappers. I believe 5 rappers, and I guess Kenzo would be the manager, I guess, or
so he's the group manager / brainchild behind it. Like he had all these guys in his like kind of grasp, pause.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But he had all access to all of us. Like I mean, the way it worked out was like, first of all, me and KP, we've been tight for years. Ken actually showed me B1 the Architect. Like I'd never heard of this guy, and Ken's like this dude he was recording out of his studio, and I'm listening every time I come over. Ken would be playing because that's what Kenzo does. He'll play the newest shit he's been working on, right?
Always.
And he'll play some B1 tech shit, and I'll be like, yo, this guy. I'll be like, this grown man's crazy. You know? I kept calling. I'm like, grown man's crazy. He'll be like, he's like younger than you. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, he's got bassy baritone voice, right? So I'm like, what do you mean? This guy sounds like a 40-year-old man on the track, just crushing every verse, right? Like super pop, super like Talib Kweli, Mos Def, but yet in a very like very non-backpacky way. Like just like it's hard to explain B1 style. Like B1 is very eclectic and different in the sense that he's not like anybody. Like his style is very different. So I remember I first him. And I was like, Ken, this guy's like really good. Like, I'm like, I'll work with this guy. And then Ken's like, well, whatever. He's 28 from Oshawa. Then again, I was like, ooh, like, I'm like, why don't I know this guy? Like, I know everybody. I'm like, why have I not heard of the fucking kid? And then I met him, and he won my contest, and I was like, that was cool. And then Philly Regs and Lotus. So Philly Regs hit me up one time just on Instagram. He was this random guy and I call random guy, meaning I get a lot of random guys on Instagram.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and he hit me up, and he was just like, bro, like, you're so dope, like, and he was hailing me up, and I was like, thanks, man, like, he's like, check out my shit, and I'm humble like that. When people tell me to check out their shit, I'll go check out their shit. 9 out of 10 times, I'll probably check out your shit, even though that's not a good way to approach people, I will probably check it out. Mm-hmm. And this was one of those rare cases where I heard Philly Regs, bro, and I was like, are you dumb? Like, I'm like, bro, this guy's, like, nasty. Like, I'm like, not just like, yo, you're good, you're really good, bro. Like, I was like, bro, like, you're fucking, like, dope,
Right.
So that was, and also with Lotus, I heard him body a couple mans in a track, like Tony Ranks. I saw him drop a diss track on Tony Ranks, and this was after me and first started butting heads, right? So I was already, but I never went far enough to care or drop a diss track or whatever. But then I just heard this random guy, Lotus, drops diss track on Tony Ranks. I'm about to hear like, oh, fucking Tony might eat this guy's food, because I never heard of Lotus.
Yeah.
Bro, 5-6 bars in, I was just like, are you fucking dumb? Like, this guy is disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, shout outs to Tino. Tino's my homie and all, but man, I heard a diss track against Tino from Lotus too, and I was just like, so I messaged Lotus one time, and I was just like, bro, I'm like, yo, you may or may not know me, but I'm like, yo, I followed the stench of dead rappers to your profile. You know what I mean? And I messaged him, and he was just like, bro, that means a lot. Come from you, big dog, blah, yada, yada. We got to cook. And I was like, bro, I'd be honored to, because I'm like that. If I like your shit, I'll work with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I showed Kenzo in one session, we were putting together songs for like my new solo album at the time, which is already 2019, which we're way past now, but we were building a project, and I was like, yo, I got to show you these cats. And then I showed him Philly Regs and Lotus in the same session, and both of them he was just like blown away. Like Kenzo didn't know there was other me's out there, you know what I mean? Kenzo didn't know there was other actors that were just like mind blowing, like super dope. And then he's like, well, then shows me B1, and then all of a sudden I get a call from Ken, all stoned off his fucking gourd, like fucking
just had this like a week and a half later.
He's like, bro, he's like, I've been watching Wu-Tang documentary, and he's like, yo, what do you think of a super group of you, B1, KP, Lotus, and Philly? And I was just like, I'm like, you know what? I'm doing the math, and I'm like, there's not a weak link in here. I'm like, you know what? If they're down, I'm down. And everyone in the group was like, yep, down. And that's literally how Lunchroom started. Wow. And then it was just coming up with names. And we had so many stupid names before we came up with the stupidest name that ended up being the best name of all time, bro.
Yeah, I love that name, bro. I think Lunchroom
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But we
good marketing
thing. Poets loved it. Trust me. We were like, nah, that's retarded. And then we're like, yeah.
Like, no. Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, it's retarded? Yeah, that's what kind of what we're going for.
Should we? And that was all. We went through like the Syndicate, then we had like sick, like deep, dark names. And we're like Lunchroom Poets, and we're all like,
yeah, I like
you know, and that was the one that stuck. Shout out to Lotus. Lotus came up with the name.
I was just about to ask. It was Lotus. Okay.
But
so, Lotus came up with the Lunchroom Poets name. Yeah.
Yo. So. Shout out to all the Lunchroom Poets, because I've worked with a lot of them. I've worked with you guys as a collective. Did I shoot? I don't know if I helped out with a LRP video or whatever. But like, I've been around you guys enough and all that stuff. But you guys are all jokes. Like everybody individually, fucking Lotus is dope.
You guys do.
Lotus is like that mean spitter that you guys needed. Like you guys needed that motherfucker that like rips people's heads off like that. You know, B1's almost like.
Who gets the most girls out of the crew?
Wow. This guy asked the boy band question.
No joking.
And Stitch is like, I'm under contract, so I can't really say. But,
next question.
Yeah. So, shout out to the LRP cast. Shout out to the Central Soldier cast. On to the big.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys don't know this. If you're watching. I know a lot of people that are following already know this news, but some people don't know this, right? Yeah. So Stitch recently, for all that stuff we already talked about happened, and then it leads up to what? He gets signed. The guy gets signed to
big things.
Stealth Bomb Records. Like, obviously I've already congratulated you, but like, for camera purposes, just so it's documented, congrats, bro.
Congrats,
bro. I mean? So
thank you.
You can never say that we never showed you.
Big ups.
But that's so if you guys don't know Stealth Bomb Records, that's Snack the Ripper's record label. Yep. He's a big artist from Canada, from out west area. Done a lot of tours, toured the country many times. The globe as well, for sure, but definitely very well known in Canada, very well known like all over the world, has a huge fan base, and started a label, has a lot of dope artists from Canada, from probably all over the world as well, most likely. Yeah. And Stitch got signed recently, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, every time we tell this story, I gotta shout out Junk, because Junk was the guy. Like, so what happened is, I guess Snack used to work with Junk back in the day. They kind of parted ways for whatever reasons, but Snack was basically at the point of his career now. He's like, look, I want to revamp Stealth Bomb Records. Stealth Bomb became just a lot of his homies and a lot of people he's been rocking with forever, but he knows, because he's a smart motherfucker, that you need to stay up to date with the way music's going and the way hip hop's going, yada yada. So he's like, look, I want to revamp the label completely, like new logo, new roster, new site, new top starting 5 mans. You know what I mean? Like, he wanted to rebuild the whole brand, and so he recruited Junk right off the top, because shout outs to Junk. Junk's a monster out west. And Junk put in his ear, because me and Junk had just been working. We did No Ragu. We were working on Lamb's Blood. We had a couple songs, and he was just like, look, he's like, if you want the best of the best, he goes, you want to check my guy Stitch, because at that point, me and Snack had never spoken. I'd never talked to Snack in my whole life. Like, Snack was just like another person that I knew was just like a figment of your imagination, in a sense, like this Canadian legend that, like, if he doesn't ever check me out in his whole life, then I won't take it personal, because he's so busy, he's so popular. Like, you don't take it personal when they're at that level. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Right.
So all of a sudden, Junk messaged me one day. It was Christmas time, 2019, and Junk calls me, and he's like, bro, so Snack is doing this now with the new thing, and he's like, long story short, he's like, I pitched you to be on the roster, and I'm kind of like, I was already doing my own thing, I had one DT, and I'm like, not cocky, but I'm like, cool, bro. I'm like, if that works out, great. If not, no hard feelings. Thank you for even pitching my name, and I'll just keep on trucking, keep doing what I do, yada, yada, right? Yeah, so then fast forward, it's like June, like halfway through the year, and I'm going to some interview with Riyadh, Finn's interview, some like radio show or some show where they review songs, whatever, and I'm picking up Riyadh. We just hit the liquor store, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, I'm waiting for Riyadh to come out of his house, and I get a text from a random number that I don't recognize. Excuse me. And he's like, And the number's like, yo, it's Snack. Give me a call. And, SNAK. And I'm just kind of like, no fucking way. And I'm like, no way. So I call him up and I'm just like, yo, like, I just got a call from this number. And he's like, yo, Doc, yo, it's yo, what's up, man? It's Snack the Ripper. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yo, it's actually, like, I can tell by the voice. I'm like, yo, this is fucking Snack the Ripper. And he's like, man, so basically, like, and tells me the whole story, what he's doing. He's like, man, I just want to rock with the best of the best. And, like, honestly, I think you'd be a huge fit. And, like, and the way the story went is, like, at the end of the day, even though I'm super humbled by that and I'm super impressed by it, still, I'm, at that point, I'm already a 30-year-old man. I'm like, yo, I've already been doing this. I'm like, look, if it doesn't make sense, unfortunately, whether I'm flattered or not, I can't do it. I'm not about to sign my whole life over to anybody. You know what I mean? And Snack, bro, he would complete opposite. He was like, bro, I don't want anything from you other than you rep the label, you rep the team. Whatever you want to do under the label, I will pay for the whole shit, and you just cut me in a little deal. Long term, it doesn't matter how long it takes to pay me back. It's not about that. He goes, and it's project to project basis. So me and Junk signed under Stealth Bomb Records for the Lions Eat Goats project. Yeah. Right?
Which we'll get into. We will get into that after. Yeah.
We'll get into that. Yeah. And that was it. And the contract, I read the whole contract out. I had my people go over it, and it was just based off the contract, off the album, and that was it. And he got his pay back, right away. Like we did pretty well off of it, and he's getting his thing now. And now we're all just splitting the profits off of it. And he forked out everything. He flew me out. He paid for every video, paid for the whole mix and mastering session, which was done by Jamie Cuse. Wasn't cheap, but shout out to Jamie Cuse. He's a wizard. Like, he's probably one of the best engineers out there. And Snack forked out the whole thing off of just a hunch. He just had a hunch. He's like, you know what, bro? He's like, Junk was right. I took in your shit. And there was one day, and then I go on Instagram, and Snack had just liked a million things and commented on a million things. Like, he was blown away. He had never heard of me sooner. You know what I mean? And it was one of those situations. And I was just super humbled, man. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm 30 years old. As long as I can still do my collabs and not have to fork out you any percentage of it, as long as if I decide to do a show here myself right now, you don't get a cut of it. Like, that, none of that in my contract. Like, I call it the Russ deal. Russ held out so long with Columbia that he literally does whatever the fuck he wants. When he wants money, they give it to him, and he'll fork out their money back when he needs to. You know what I mean? But at that point, like, man, Snack blessed me, bro. He let me rock the team, and that did exponential numbers for me, man. Like, and then I flew out there. He flew me out there. We did the video with Snack, and fucking, it was history after that. Like, I mean, yeah. Like, now, and then I have the whole West Coast fan base rocking with me, which anybody in Canadian hip hop knows is the most ferocious fan base. Is the West Coast hip hop scene. 100%. It's like they ride or die for real rap shit. Like,
well, I heard.
Well, when we did the Man and Machine tour, like for Stitch, a long time ago, right? Which was a really dope tour, by the way. One of the best tours I ever did.
It was.
It was.
I got on one of those dates.
You're lucky then. You're lucky you got one of those dates, bro. That was a tough one to get on. Yeah. No, but
I think I had to sell tickets.
You probably had to sell
tickets. I had to go out of pocket.
You pay to play, but
I had to go out of pocket for that one. What the fuck?
Might have cost you $3, but you were on there for 10 minutes. But so. No, honestly though, the tour was sick, but
I'm like, wait, motherfuckers are making $3?
He's like, wait, what? No, so Stitch is over there. Stitch is over there, never paid for a drop of alcohol, leaves with a bunch of cash, free hotel rooms. He's like, fucking guy's like, wait, hold on, you guys made money? I'm mad. No. You guys are extorting artists. No,
stop this.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just playing. Stitch,
no, it's all about
Stitch is always like that. Always sick. But anyways, no. What I was gonna say is,
yo, before you say it,
okay,
I just want to say shout outs to Super Vendors. Right? Shout outs to Super Vendors, our official logos.
We have a sponsor,
our official sponsor.
So they hooked us up with exotic snacks. So like this is like Chupa Chups, sparkling strawberry, whatever it is.
That's what I'm
beverage.
Gutz is sipping on some craziness.
Gutz made his own dirty Sprite, eh?
You see that? Yeah, there's lean in that stuff.
Man.
I swear I seen that bottle and what's supposed
honestly,
to be there.
Honestly,
this drink
this drink is disgusting.
But anyways, honestly, the table's kind of filled. We
this drink is disgusting.
Box, so we got tons.
This drink is disgusting.
Oh, it's gross?
Yeah, it's not that good.
Oh, you almost drank the whole thing though.
I'm thirsty.
Okay.
You know what? I shout out to all those guys, but it's funny. I try a lot of those exotic treats, and a couple of them are fire, and a couple of them I'm like, it's obviously there's a reason it's limited edition. You know what I mean? It's for a particular
Yeah. So some of the you are right though. Some of them have been fired. Some of them haven't been the craziest.
But you know what? It's not their fault. It's good on them to get all the exclusive shit because it's on the people to decide like and don't like.
Yeah.
The best person a good dealer can do is get you everything you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So super vendors are hella super.
Yeah, bro, and you just order it online. It goes right to their door, like you know what I mean, or whatever it is. Especially with COVID and shit. So a bunch of people are
I feel like there's gonna be a super vendors link posted somewhere.
It's gonna be tattooed and it's gonna move on your forehead, like for the whole thing.
Just swipe up.
Swipe up. Super vendors.
Yo, honestly, like this isn't part of that, but like, can you just go like, can you just say super vendors and go like this or no?
I start looking at a camera that's not even here.
Yeah.
Every time I'm thirsty, I go to super vendors because they give me great Fanta and.
But yeah. Anyway, shout out to them. Back to the convo here. Let's just move right on. So we went from stealth, but what I was gonna say is back to the Man and Machine thing. Last thing on that topic is. With the Man and Machine thing, when I went to go book shows out west for Stitch, it was like everybody wanted to get Stitch there, but like nobody wanted to pay the crazy amounts of money because we had to travel. Yeah, but we had 4 or 5 or 6 shows or something like that. We had enough basically to get there and scrape by, but not enough to like go there and make money also. Right. So it was kind of like so it didn't really make sense. We didn't have to do it. But what I was gonna say about that is just like the love that you already have out there was actually crazy. So the fact that you got picked up by Stealth, it's insane because that just gives you like that blue check mark out there. You already have the blue check mark out here. You know what I mean? So it just kind of now you're good. So unfortunately with COVID, but once COVID's done, like. It's a wrap, bro. You're fucking.
You know what? I was just having this conversation. It's like the second COVID fucks off, bro. Like I can just imagine. Like that was also a big reason why I signed because it's not like I got some big signing bonus check or anything. And that's no disrespect to them, but it's like that we're not in that day and age. You know what I mean? Like I knew that it was contingent on being a work-related signing, meaning like, look, I'm gonna put you on stages and all over the world. It's up to you to come kill it and make your money for yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. You come, I'll pay you he's like, I'll pay you $1,000, $2,000 a show, which is already like, I'm like, hey, you know, my best shows I've ever done were $1,000, $2,000. That's the odd time, you know, sometimes 500, sometimes whatever.
Right.
But if I can do 20 shows in a row in Europe and get $2,000 a show, and that's not including the merch I sell a night, because Junk was telling me he was making $13,000 to $2,000 a night on merch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So if I'm banking $3,000-4,000 a show and we do 20 shows in a row, do the math. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? That's some adulting right there. That's my form of adulting. I'm like, I don't need a signing bonus, bro. I'll work for the money. Right. I'll fucking go and perform and kill a bunch of shows in Amsterdam, Germany, Italy. I'll do all that. I'll travel the world and do all that.
For sure.
It's just now COVID made that impossible. You know what I mean? But Snack the Ripper little sells out shows. Anywhere he goes in Europe, he sells the shows out.
That's amazing.
Like every show is sold out.
And you get to open.
People, 800 people.
You get to go on before him. You're gonna shut the show down. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah. So now me and Junk are talking. Once it opens up, we're gonna do Lions Eat Goat sets, right? So we're gonna do the Lions Eat Goat set, which is gonna be us doing a couple solo songs each, and then it'll transition into us doing like most of the whole album.
So,
you know? And
we were literally just about to get into the album. Anyways, that's the next topic. So it's perfect. But so let's talk about that. Like, it's going to be perfect that you guys get to go tour that. You get to perform that together because you're both under the label. So Snack's going to want to bring you guys anyways. Now you guys get to kind of like feed off each other. You guys will be able to hype each other up. He doesn't have to pay for an extra guy, or you don't have that awkward situation of, so I'm going to bring a friend, but hey, man, you got to kind of pay for yourself. Or like you have to come out of pocket to bring that guy with you or whatever. It's like now you have a right-hand man that's already, he's paid to be there too. You guys are label mates. It'll be a more efficient kind of run for you. And that's dope. But with the Lions Eat Goats, so let's get into that, bro. So like that's fucking congratulations on the #1.
Thank you.
That's obviously a huge deal for any artist, but especially yourself. Like, you know what I mean, musically wise, it's like you put out a lot of songs over the years. You do your Stitch Bars thing on Facebook. You like a lot of people hear you in a lot of different ways that it's not really traditional ways of hearing Stitch, like because of the way that you do put out your content. So for you to get on there now, you're on the proper platform and in a proper project body of work. It's put out properly, professionally, and it goes fucking #1.
Yeah, so the story behind that is me and Junk linked up. We did No Ragu. It was a big hit a couple years ago, 2019. We linked up with. He hit me up one time, and we're just. It was one of those mutual like, Hey, you're killing it. Hey, you're killing it. Hey, we're both really sick. Yeah, you're really sick. Like, we should do a song. I'm like, I agree. You know, and it was kind of one of those, right? Yeah. And then he ended up becoming one of my closest fucking friends in the whole world. Like, that's my familia, you know what I mean? Shout outs to Junk. That guy is fucking probably one of my favorite fucking human beings in the whole planet. That guy is like the dopest dude in the whole fucking world. He's the Vancouver me, I call him. Like, he's literally the Vancouver me. But anyways, so we did No Ragu, and what that did is it solidified not only my place in the Vancouver scene, like the West Coast scene, because when we dropped that and he came through and he did a show and I was a special guest on it and we filmed the video and that kind of got me a whole new fan base that I never even knew I could get, which was that whole West Coast scene, because he has a lot of people that were bandwagon on Junk, like West Coast cats love Junk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of those guys, they heard my verse on the shit and they were just like, okay, like, who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like, this guy's nasty.
Yeah.
And so I got that, and he was trying to do the same thing because he was trying to break in the Toronto scene, because he also wasn't trying to be just a West Coast rapper. Because if you listen to Junk shit, he's not your typical West Coast rapper. He can do everything too. He does trap hop, he does auto-tuning shit. Like, he's really talented. If you take in his catalog, he's really talented. And so we kind of cross-platformed there, and we kind of cross-marketed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he wanted your fans, you wanted his fans.
Yeah. So No Ragu was a huge hit, and then, you know, we came really close after that, and then we dropped another song on Lamb's Blood, and we're like, you know what? We're like, this shit's crazy, man. This was right after he got me onto the Stealth Bomb team, and then I was kind of like, okay, like, I'm like, we need to give the people some more shit, because everyone always says on comment boards, who do you want to see work together? Yada, yada. And people are like, I'd love to hear another Junk and Stitch track because No Ragu was fire, right? Because it was just a bar heavy, like, we just went in on it, right? So we're like, oh. It started with one, and then we're like, you know what? Maybe we should, like, give them an EP or something. So, like, yeah, let's do a 3-song EP, right?
Yeah.
So it started as that, and then we got both signed to Stealth Bomb, and then we're like, yeah, okay, you know what? Let's make it a 5-song EP. They're like, you know what? Let's make it an album, bro. 7 songs.
I'll show you a legend.
Yeah,
I'll show.
Snack's like,
how dare you?
What? He's like, I'm gonna put a bunch of money into this shit. Snack's like, you know what? Let's call it 10 because it's easier to push 10 songs and that can make it a whole album. You know what I mean? And then we're like, you know what? It's easy for me and Junk. Like, I'm like, let's call it 10 songs. I hit up my producer Alja, who, by the way, shout outs to Alja. That should be a whole topic of its own, because that kid's come up is a crazy story.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So and then so we ended up making a 10-song album. We did the whole album voice notes back and forth, like, meaning, like, it would be like, okay, I'll send you a bunch of beats, you send me a bunch of beats. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, we'll get rid of it, And it's funny because my boy Alja, this little native kid from North Bay that was getting 43 views on a video when I first met him, you know what I mean? And now he's got guys like Snack the Ripper and Mercury's hitting him up for beats and shit. And I was the one to, like, bring him out of, like, his slumber and put him on the scene. He had 6 out of 10 songs on NT Ghost, bro.
Man.
You know what I mean? I shed a tear, bro. I shed one native tear, bro.
One native.
One native tear. But bro, but yeah, man. So
then you guys release it.
Yeah.
What happens after you release it? You release it, it goes number 1. Oh, no way! That's crazy. Do we get an exclusive?
Bro.
Is this?
I don't even know who this dog is. This dog just popped up, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what happened. So me and Junk, so we voice noted this whole album back and forth, and then all of a sudden, like, we had this crazy finished product, and then Snack's like, I'm paying for Jamie Coos to fucking promote produce and engineer the whole thing, man. It's gonna be fucking crazy, right? And so we're like, okay. And, like, Jamie Coos, man, he made him act like the album. Anybody that's taken in the album, it sounds like it's really sonically pleasing. It's a good album from front to back. It sounds right?
Sick.
And we knew we had the great product. We didn't expect to even chart. Like, we had a joke that we're like, bro, if we chart even 45th on the hip hop charts, we're throwing a party. Like, because we were like, bro, like, we know it's good. We don't give a fuck. We got the streams. We got the numbers. We got the buzz. Like, you know what? I know how the game works. We're like, let's hit everybody to buy these pre-saves. Let's hit everybody to buy the pre-downloads, like, whatever. And we're like, if we even place 45th, we're throwing a fucking party where we're FaceTime each other. We're popping bottles. We got 50th on the fucking, like, who cares, bro? Bro, we dropped that album. And I remember I passed out early that day because I was on edibles and shit, and I passed out early. And I woke up at 5 in the morning to check my phone, because I always just check my phone to make sure no fuck shit's going on. I don't know, I'm weird like that. I'll check my phone at 5 in the morning. If I wake up, I'll be like, because I'm so used to just getting weird texts, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, and then it's junk, and he goes, bro, I know you're sleeping right now, but I couldn't contain it, because they're back 3 hours, right? It's 2 in the morning for him. Yeah. 2 in the morning for him. He's living his best life. I'm passed out.
I know, these west side people always calling me so damn early, or like so damn late.
You're sleeping right now? He goes, I know you're sleeping right now. He goes, but bro, we went fucking #1, and sends me the screenshot. Jeez. And I was just like, bro, I couldn't get back to sleep. I was like shaking. I was just like, no way. Like, I'm like, bro, this is something I've dreamt of since a kid. Like, to go #1, like, are you fucking kidding me? Even if it's for 10 minutes. We ended up staying #1 for 3 whole days straight. #1, like 3 days. Like, so I know a bunch of guys that gone #1, and it's always impressive. My dad always said this: once the champ, always the champ. Mike Tyson enters the room. Doesn't matter how many times you've won. Like, when you have won one time, you're the title holder. You are always the champ. My dad always tells me with BT, he's like, bro, you're the champ. Next guy, even if he takes your crown, when you walk in a room, people go, hey, champ. You know what I mean? You're the champ, baby. Yeah, you won. You're the champ.
It's like the
fact that we went #1 for 3 days, bro. Because I know a couple cats that went #1 for 5 hours. Yeah. And they flexed it. And you know what? Yo, you went #1, bro. Flex that for 5 hours. I don't give a fuck. You earned that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact we were #1 for 3 whole days, I was kind of like, yo, that's crazy. Like, the hype the first day, we're like, oh my god. But the second day, we're still like, oh shit, we're still #1. But the third day, we're kind of like, okay, this is getting fucking weird now. You know? It's getting fucking weird now. And then finally, we got beaten out by some like Chinese rapper or something, whatever. But I was like, hey man, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Now when we tour it, we can tour the world and go touring the #1 album, because that is what it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Touring the #1 album, Lions Eat Goats.
It's another accolade. It's another accolade.
Merch too. Richie Allen for the sick merch too.
Yeah, the merch is crazy. The logos are crazy.
I love
the album cover. Oh my gosh.
The album cover.
The album cover. Who thought of that idea? Was it Richie, or was it?
Well, for the logo, it was Richie, but for the name,
No, the
album cover. The album cover.
So funny. So the title was my idea, but the cover was actually Junk's idea.
Okay.
So we had come up with a couple, like, you know, we're like famous duos. You know, do you do Lethal Weapon? Do you do tons of famous duos? And then he kind of said Bigfried and Roy, and we were kind of just like, and we're like, nah, and we're like, yeah, kind of like the Lunchroom Poets name. We're like, no, yeah. Like, and then all of a sudden, bro, we're at Value Village. We're buying dress shirts and shit. We're trying to like do it. So we actually filmed the whole photo shoot originally for the cover, where we actually bought our own dress shirts and shit. And then it wasn't working out how we wanted it. So we ended up just getting like a super crazy art guy to Photoshop our faces onto the real guys.
Yeah.
We had bought in the shirts and shit. It just wasn't executing how we wanted it. She said, we're like, you know what? Fuck it. Put our faces on the real cover. And bro, like,
that's just hilarious.
First of all, like, not #1 album, yeah, but yo, album cover of all time, probably.
Yo, that's up there, man. That's a great cover.
He's going for those accolades, bro. I told you, he's going for the accolades.
You know what they say? It's like that Freddie Gibbs of the Michael Jackson Thriller. They say anyone striking that pose in a cover, you know you got a good album.
Yeah, that's true.
And it went #1.
Yeah, and it went #1. Yeah, bro. So that's huge for Stitch. Like I said, like things are just like kind of going up and up and up for you right now. So that's really dope, man. Like it's good to see. Even like the merch is dope, and like you know, I was actually talking to Gutz about this like off camera, and talking about the Stitch line that we have going, and he hasn't even seen the stuff. Like I know you've seen like some stuff, right? Or like with the yeah. So, but when that stuff, because like this is basically what we're trying to do now. Like that whole thing, I was going to get that ready so that when we did the tour, because we were going to do a Canadian tour with Connect the Dot, and we were going to bring you, Cypher Soze, Socrates, like we were hopefully going to bring Adam. Yeah, it would have been amazing. That was the goal. Like, you know, we were going to try to bring Organic as well as a judge and bring him and Socks, and we were going to try to make it work, right? Like that was kind of like the goal.
Even if I was judging and performing, I'd have been down for that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, let's let other people fight. Or do I got to defend the title? Is that how it works?
No, not perform and compete. Like, just your special guest performance. Like, we pay you.
No, I'm down. You know me. I'm down for either way.
Oh, no, I know. But once you win.
What I'm saying is, like,
once you win, though.
Like,
judging? Yeah, definitely opportunity for that.
Yeah, like,
for sure. Yes. 100%.
To pass the crown if someone earns it. I don't need to defend it unless people want to take it from by all means.
I think eventually, like me and Gutz also talked about this before. I think eventually we might do like an all-stars one. Like if we get 8 years under our belt of tournament winners, and everybody's still actively rapping, like you know what I mean? Like you might have a cane by then. Someone no, just kidding. No,
watch my grandkids for me. I'm about to go win this.
Yeah. But no, like we were talking about it before about like maybe doing something like that, but. As it stands right now, the whole idea is once you win it, you come on tour with us, so it becomes like a bigger movement, and we pay you to come out on tour. Like each show, you get paid, you get a hotel, et cetera, et cetera. Like we try to make it all nice for everybody. So, like, I mean, that's really the goal of what we were trying to do with this from the beginning. So, but that being said, is we were gonna launch your gear, like a few other people collaborations that we have, like with other artists. I don't want to talk too much about it on camera, but. I've talked to you before about it, and I know a lot of people already seen. They know the Socrates, they know the Atom Bomb, they know the Gutz ones, they know the Dre Specs. But we have tons of other artists that we've been working with for collaborations on merch, on gear, and the Stitch line is like by far, I think the one that, in my opinion, is gonna make you and us ton of money. I think everyone's gonna fucking eat that merch up like literally hotcakes. Like it's gonna sell. Like as much as the connected dot stuff, I think. And I was talking to my wifey about this. I was like, "Yo,
it's marketable for many reasons. From the actual imagery itself and the logo itself to just the story behind it to everything I've done. Yeah, it all works, bro. It's smart. It's just genius. Just genius marketing.
And we're gonna launch it at the right time, and that's why we're trying to build the platform up and get it bigger.
COVID's fucked everybody, bro. COVID's fucked everybody for everything.
But I think it's actually a good time to launch the merch, actually, because a lot of people are at home. A lot of people are buying stuff. A lot of people want to support the artists. We want to help artists make money. We want to make money. You know, we want to keep the train going for everybody, right? And like me and Gutz were talking about it, the more money we can make off these merch drops, the more money we can put back into the platform, you know what I mean? And we just want to make this thing bigger, and we're trying to come up with smarter ways to do this and push this further. And that way, like, the more eyes that come on Connected Dot, the more eyes come on to yourself and, you know, other people's music as well. And then eventually, when, you know, everything opens back up, we can go do these events and do these tours, and, you know, everybody's ready. The merch is already rocking, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of like the goal here.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So yo, that being said, we got the last part of this interview here before we let you go, because we know you got things to do. The questionnaire. So you didn't send that to him?
Oh, the rate your bars.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to do it quick?
Do you have time, Stitch? You good? You good?
Yeah. What I gotta do?
Okay. So we got this new thing that we're gonna do with artists when they come through on the show, and basically we're gonna get you to rate the bars. So your camera just went off. It's all good though. But yeah, all right, cool.
So I'm gonna send.
All right.
Okay, so today's theme is gonna be videos that Barker's directed, right? Because I was going through like videos that, you know, like Barker, you know, it's directed, and one of the videos was funny. Like, was that Superman or Superhuman or whatever it was?
Stitch.
Yeah, the Stitch video. Yeah. I remember that one. Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
You know what? That shit's so funny. I watch it back and I'm like, yeah, like, you know what? There's ways it could have been crisper, but you know what? There's something so funny, genuinely funny about it that it's kind of like perfect.
Yeah, I know.
It's satire at its finest.
I like hate it and love it at the same time.
I didn't have facial hair or fucking hair on my head at that time. I was a young blood.
But we had fun with that, and that was like just jokes, man.
So
so let's hear.
So what am I doing?
So Stitch, I just sent you 8 bars. You just gotta read them, and then you gotta just rate the bars from 1 to 5.
Okay, where'd you send? I gotta close the sentence to see it. Is that?
No, you could just go like back. If you push back or wherever you have a back button, you can like actually look at your chat while you're on the video call.
Okay, 1 sec. Where'd he send it?
Send it to your messenger. Send it to your messenger. On Facebook.
Okay, 1 sec.
So he doesn't have Facebook like that ready, bro. Why don't you just text it to him, maybe?
You want me to text it to you? Is it easier?
Yeah, text it. That'd be blessed, yeah.
I don't even have your number, though. Send me your number, though, in the thing.
289, you can block this part out. 289-314-0391.
Oh, boy, hold on.
Okay, you heard that, people, so call for a good time.
289, what?
Oh, sorry.
What is it?
Great. All I need is more death threats this year. Like, I've had enough.
What is it? What is it again? Say it again?
289-314-0391.
0391.
Yeah. Okay, that was for the people in the back. All right. So, yeah. All right, he's going to send that to you. So, basically, he's going to get you to read back the bars. You read back the bars, and then you rate the bars. What is it, out of 10? Or
out of 5.
Out of 5.
All right.
Okay.
If you were here, if you were able to come here, obviously with COVID and everything, obviously things.
So
are
can
different.
you see me still?
No.
Right now we can't see you. No, your phone doesn't work. Like
Okay, okay, but I'm reading the bars.
It's
right
all
now.
good. I can hear you, so it's all good.
Okay. All right. So am I reading it out loud, or I'm just reading in my head?
Yeah.
I'm judging
out loud.
Read them out loud.
All right. On top of the world and start falling. 18, the baby is still crawling. Gotta change like summer to autumn. I'm having nightmares about myself in the coffin. Okay. Tears in my eyes, blow weed and I'm coughing. Be like Sean Connery, be an entrapment. I'll bend it for that. Pouring out my heart and my ex is laughing. Well, fuck that bitch and you selfish bastards. You know what? I'm gonna give that a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Here.
I'm gonna give that a 3 out of 5. There was some good parts in there. Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Hold on a second. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, I'm not trying to. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
What song is that? Who is that? I don't even know what song that is. Like, what? I should know that, right? Maybe. I don't know.
You want to find out after or no?
No, I want to know now.
yeah. Don't put me on the spot now.
All right,
like, I need to know.
It's Peter Jackson Fighter.
I seen the Genius thing where the rappers
Peter
do
Jackson
this.
Fighter.
Okay, all right.
You gotta wait till the end.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, he told me it was Peter Jackson Fighter.
Oh shit.
So yeah, you just gave the homie a 3 out of 5. I meant the 3.5, 4.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. You know what? Like, no, 3 out of 5. I mean, if I could hear the guy spit it, it's different, right? Because everyone has different cadences and shit. But me reading it like that, I'm like, I don't know. I give that a 3 out of 5. And I know PJ. I know he can do harder than that.
Yeah,
but that
sure.
I mean, that probably worked for whatever song he was using it for.
On that note, since Gutz is sending you the next lyrics right here. Shout out to Nino Nickel. Shout out to Peter Jackson. I actually got the zigzags right here.
Yeah.
He hooked him up. He said, shout him out on the podcast. He'll hook up some zigzags. No, not to be honest. PJ always hooks.
I'm about to get a text from this guy right now.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. So, like, what are you trying to say, bro? Like a trias?
Yeah, that's not cheating.
It's cheating.
No.
That was a joke last week, actually, because we do song reviews now on the show. Like we do 5
Oh my
songs.
gosh!
And last week, buddy, I gave somebody a 3, and then this guy was like a 3, and I was like a trias, and it was like, do you remember the Drake thing? Do you remember the Drake thing with the $4? Yeah. Okay. I don't think he got that at first. He was like, he didn't get it, but then he was dying. But
all right, I'm pulling up the next thing.
All right, let's get it. Next lyrics. What do we got? I'm gonna try to guess.
24. See another shooting. Looking at my TV like, what the fuck are we doing? Money's getting slower. Shit ain't getting lower. I don't really fuck with, cause half these supposers. Looking at my girl, I don't want to stress her, especially when she looks at me like nobody's better. Cause really, she knows I get busy. I'm the mayor in my city. I'll give that a 3.5.
Okay.
You like that one better than the last one, eh? Wow, interesting.
I fucked with that one a little bit more. There's a couple parts that I feel that I could flow off of. I feel like that was a 3.5. That was a 3.5 thing. Out of 5 though, not out of 10. Out of 5.
All right.
Can I guess who that was?
You want to guess who that was?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna guess that is Dre Specs.
No.
Okay, who is it?
That was Ramon. You.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
that's the
Ramon. Yeah.
You.
So I'm glad I'm not giving these guys 1 eyes and a 2 eyes.
Yeah, so like,
3.5, bro. Like,
See, because
first of all, I'd probably be handing out any 5s unless you put my lyrics up.
Right.
So, like,
honestly, you'd be a good person actually to do the 5 mics with. We do this 5 mics thing, and like later on, like when COVID's done and like people can get out, we'll bring you back on the show, and we'll actually bring you in person where you can actually help.
Yeah, I'll come in person.
Yeah,
bro.
you can help. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, on to the next one. All right, we got one more, and then we'll let you go about your night.
One more?
Yeah, we need one more. We need some fire though. Come on, guys.
Ramon.
Run one more, dog. And then we're gonna get into after this. We're gonna get into the song reviews. Without Stitch, and we'll let him go do his thing, and you guys make sure you guys go check out Stitch stuff. We're gonna leave all of the links and everything like that in the description. Make sure you go check it out. Go check out Lions Eat Goats, and cop the album, help support it, and cop some of the merch too, because there is some merch available. So, but yeah, you got the lyrics.
All right, let's go. I got it here.
Let's go. Let's get it.
All right. Toronto, Ontario, the Mecca of Canada. We root for the Leafs, but the Buzz will handle you. The system corrupt, bunch of thieves and scavengers. They won't hire you, but the streets will manage you. Woo! Toronto, from west to the east in Scarborough, downtown to North York, we building like condos. From the Danny to the Rexdale blocks, I want to hear you holler, rep your spot. That's a 4. That's a 4 to 4.5 for me. It structurally was good. It worked for my style. Reading it, I could understand it. I could understand what he was doing with it. I give that a 4 to a 4.5, right in between there.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like that was like I feel like it was Dave Mack. Was that Dave Mack? Who was that?
Yeah.
Who was that? Who was that?
Was that Dave Mack? I don't know.
Who was that?
That was yeah.
No.
That was me.
I thought for some reason that was a mistake.
Yeah.
I got bad memory.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if
was that Gutz?
I thought there was the Ed the Sock, Dave Mack, because the city with the sock. Did you say sock? I thought he said sock.
No. Yeah. That was me. That was me.
That was Mike Gutz. Yeah. That was on the Choclair record, right? You and Choclair for my city.
For my city.
That's right. Which video I did?
Red Does.
And you were in that video.
Yes. Cameo.
So yeah.
There you go.
You know.
You should remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Although you should remember that lyric.
I've been a part of a lot of videos.
No, but
you know what? No, that's crazy. I mean, unfortunately, it's been a minute. But I actually genuinely, that was my outcome for reading those lyrics. I was like,
dope.
I'm not hearing with any beats. It's been how long? 7 years since that time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But geez, bro, that was definitely a 4 to a 4.5 for me. That one read better than all the other ones I took in. So.
The wordplay and the structure was really good. I felt, like.
All right, you know what? That's cheap. You know what? We're gonna give you one more. We're gonna give you one more.
I'm just trying to squeeze one more.
We're gonna squeeze one more for me, man. Because you're gonna squeeze one more for me, because
the guy's busy. Eh? This guy's trying to make music. You didn't hear him?
Yo.
He's got albums to make, bro. He's trying to tour Germany and shit, bro. He's got that's what I was talking about. That's what I meant.
Sweet music.
Nah, but we do appreciate.
All right,
this will be the last one, but we do appreciate you coming out on the show and
of course,
giving us the opportunity to interview you and stuff like that. And to put all that branding on you for super vendors, and they can use that for their commercial and like all of it. No, I'm just kidding. So can I just get your permission right now to use that for all commercial license? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm playing. No, but we're looking forward to doing a bunch of shit in the future with you, brother. And with not just like the merch obviously could be like a first step. We got you on the podcast is technically the first step. We added you to the Spotify playlist and stuff like that. We're gonna add a link to the song, the album in the description of this. Anytime we can, we're gonna obviously try to help promote and stuff like that. But when it comes to getting back into the events and getting back into those kind of things, we have you in the plans, and we definitely have you marked in as part of the budget. So whatever money, whatever funding we're going to be working towards, or whatever we're going to be getting, we're going to make sure we have you in there. Your stay, your lodging, and stuff like that, flights.
And I appreciate we go way back, man. Like Tyra Banks Airline, like I said.
For sure.
It's like
man, I got you. You know what? I'll work for hotel rooms and fucking Wendy's burgers, man.
Yeah,
so for you.
I know. But we're gonna try to get you paid nice.
You let me know. I'm there to support you as well. You've always helped me down before I wasn't even shit.
I appreciate you, brother.
I got you the same way, bro. So you just let me know, man.
For sure, bro.
So I got sent it to you?
Yeah, I got it.
He sent it to you. This is the last one, and then you can sign out.
All right, let's see. Lacerate your face with the end of my ashtray. I made young money way before there was a Mac Main. I slap lanes, snatch lanes, rappers out the fast lane. Act strange, I'll turn your whole week to a bad day. Cash pays. Or it's knockout like Cash Clay. They ask why I rap hard and why I rap about violence. I spit dope. So dope that shit'll clean out your sinus. I talk it and live it. You talk it for rhyming. Yo, that was the 4.5 as well. That was a 4 to 4.5 as well. That was cold. That was nice. I like that.
That was a fire pack right there.
Yeah.
That was the best. My favorite verse by Dre Specs.
Yeah.
That was Dre Specs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? My guy can rap. I fuck with Dre Specs. He actually came through to my London show I just had, and he pulled up and shit, and that was really dope, man. I ain't seen this guy in a minute. But yeah, that was hard, bro. I can just tell, I can structurally, you know what I mean? When I'm reading it, I'm like, if it reminds me of myself, you know, we all hold ourselves up here. So if it reminds me of me, I'm like, all right, he's doing something right.
Yeah. 100. Yo, Dre Specs is a dope. He's a veteran MC.
He is, man. And yo, shout out to Dre bars too. Free Dre bars, man.
Free bars, bro.
Absolutely.
Yo, he gets a free bars. He gets a shout out,
bro. But that too is one of my favorite dudes, man. Every time I ever chill with this guy, he held me down, man. He showed me bare love, and he actually like. People get the wrong impression. Like, Dre Bars is a bad man, don't get me wrong, but like chilling one-on-one with Dre Bars, bro, it's not as scary as men think. Like, meaning like he's a cool dude, and anytime I chill with Dre Bars, I felt so right at home, bro. Like, man, free Dre Bars, bro. Yeah, honestly, free bars, man.
Free bars for sure, brother. Yo, it's crazy because bars somehow, some way gets brought up on like every podcast, which is great because it's good to talk about bars and you know what I mean, shout them out.
I love that. That's a real dude, bro. He's held me down so many times, bro. And we did the whole project. He covered everything. He paid for the video, everything. Like, he's just like, he's a real man. When he wants something done, he does it, and you don't give a fuck, bro. And that's just how he is, bro. And he's like, nah, bro, you're my guest. You're fucking, I come to his house, it's bottle. It's fucking this, it's that. It's party favors, whatever, right? Like, he just like, bro, he was a real dude, man. And that's a good guy there. He's a good dude, man. He really is. He really is. So shout out Straight Bars, bro.
For sure.
Big ups to Bars.
Big ups thank you guys for having me, man. Honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming through, man. You know,
thanks for coming through last minute.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we're gonna definitely build, make it special, have the, the whole setup things, like, we're gonna have like, season 2, we're gonna have what, like, Danny said he's gonna have like 5-6 cameras going.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of different cameras once we get.
I'll come in person. I'll be there next time, man. Let's do it proper.
Gutz
is the warm up, bro. I'll tune in with you guys and we'll interview someone else. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'll tap in, bro. I'll just be there to shoot the shit and talk shit, bro.
And Danny Boy's gonna have a pool table set up.
Yeah,
and Danny Boy's gonna
and the video game console, the PS5 console.
It's crazy.
The whole lounge area.
Start paying $5,000 a week into a bank account for me, and then all this. It's gonna be wicked. So, I don't know what Gutz is talking about, but it's gonna happen, guys. You talk it into existence. You guys heard it here first. Gutz is gonna give me money.
No.
So, basically, big ups to Stitch. We're gonna talk to you soon. We'll see you soon. I'm gonna come to the store soon. Big ups to the store.
Oh yeah,
we didn't get to plug the store.
We didn't get to plug the store.
Right here at the end here.
Quickly, man, just let them know what you're dealing with the store. Quickly,
before Stitch shouts out the store, I want to shout out to Stitch.
Yeah.
Congratulate Stitch.
Yeah.
I'm getting the opportunity and taking advantage of the opportunity and opening a store, and it's a clothing store, and it's a reputable clothing brand, clothing store.
I'm a modern day Nipsey Hussle. This
guy's a hustler. He kind of looked like Nipsey. Yeah. Light skinned Nipsey.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Shout outs to you guys, man. Shout outs to Harley G. Shout outs to the brand. Lions Eat Goats is out. Go cop the album. Go cop the merch. It's on imjunk.com. Go check out Junk's website. We're selling all the merch right now. We got snapbacks and we got hoodies. And man, thanks to Dan and fucking Gutzo for having me, man. You guys are the best, bro. I love you boys. Let's go.
You already know, brother. Respects, eh? So we'll see you soon. We'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed night.
Holler at me anytime, man.
Yeah,
respect.
Man, for sure.
Peace.
No.
So that's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to Stitch. Always supporting Connect the Dot. Always supporting the movement, and
for sure.
And that's what's up. So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. We got last thing we're gonna do here on the agenda, folks, is the artist song reviews.
Yeah.
So let's get into. We're gonna do
my favorite.
This is gonna be awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Oh, and as I'm finding this quick, so I got corrected. So we on the first episode, and shout out to the viewers that are like, it's crazy to think like that people actually sit and listen to the whole entire podcast, like from beginning to end. And like I get it, because like you might be on your way to work, you might be like just chilling out at home, like, and you might not listen to it thoroughly the whole way through, but thanks for tuning in. And some people are thoroughly listening through, and some of them really are paying attention, because someone shouted out they inboxed me today about it, and it's one of the homies that actually from Newmarket. So the Newmarket show that we did, we were talking about it, and we were like, oh, we did it at Stellar Hall, and I was like, no, it got canceled last minute, and we had to flip it over to the Firkin or whatever it was. Remember that? We were talking about that. So, and then you were like, no, it was at Stellar Hall, and then we got it confused with another show. Like we obviously have done so many shows, you know what I mean? So we must have got it confused, and I was right. So it was this. So Newmarket, we had it booked at Stellar Hall, and then it got canceled last minute, like the day of or something.
Yeah.
and me, OBM, and then the homie Chicken. He goes by Chicken.
Yeah.
He was part of a group at the time, DDR. Do you remember DDR?
No.
Okay. Anyways, so obviously we didn't remember the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So DDR, basically, they were a group. Them and Team OBM sold that shit out. Like, they're the reasons why it got so packed and shit, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, long story short, he hit me up and he was like, "Yo, bro, you had it right, man. Like, you guys flipped the thing. Like, you guys didn't do it at Newmarket. You guys did it here." And I was like, "No fucking way." I was like, "Yo, that's crazy that he actually listened." Like, I was like 45 minutes into the episode, or like an hour, 15 minutes in. Anyways, long story short is Gutz. Yo, just listen to me sometimes, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, what's going on? Yo, don't watch my freaking Facebook, bro. Where's the thing? Okay, so here we are. So I posted any artist with a new song that wanted reviewed on the Connect the Dot podcast. I had 47 comments on this in total. And we already reviewed some of them.
Yeah.
But now I've got 5 for tonight. So the 5 that we have for tonight, I'm going to pull up. So shout out to everybody that's been submitting all the
shout out to all the artists that have been submitting shit. Yo, who's checking your Facebook? Like, hurry up and play the songs, bro.
I'm trying to find which one it is. Okay, so this is the first one.
All right, who's this?
Dem Rose Boys Bouquet.
Dem Rose Boys Bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so let's check it out. This was submitted by Justin Mizzy Majaya. I'm not sure if I'm saying that properly. I apologize if I'm not.
Okay.
But single, Bouquet. So the way we do this, guys, every week we do artist reviews. Yep. Basically what we do is we listen to 5 different songs. We give them a rating out of 5 mics. So Mike gives his opinion, I give mine. He starts first one round, I start first the next round. We figure out, you get a total score out of 10 mics. So far, the highest I think was 8.5 or 9. I think we got a 9 last week.
I think we got a.
I think you did. Got a 9.
Was it a 9?
Yeah, I think we had a 9.
Was it a 9? Because I gave that guy a 5.
I'm gonna look back into the notes here, but anyways,
I gave that guy a 5. Did you give that guy a 5?
I think I gave him a 4.
You didn't give him a 5?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyways, we're gonna go back and take a look. Either way, long story short, we got 5 songs. We give it a rating out of 10 mics in total. And we add them to the review playlist, which every month gets basically combined by these songs that we give our ratings on. So this is the first song. We got Bouquet by Dem Rose Boys. Oh yeah, and what do? We listen to like the first verse and hook.
Of it. So yeah, so we listen basically a minute and a half at the most. You know, it's just pretty much the first verse, hook, and then we just kind of like let everything fade out, whatever, right? So when it's like a group track, we try to like, you know, play the artists that submit it. You know, we try to do that, but
it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah, we just go by ear or whatever, right? But anyways, who do we have here? Bouquet? We gonna play that?
Dem Rose Boys.
Dem Rose Boys.
Silly idea, but it's really not a bad idea.
What's that?
It's called Bouquet.
It's called Bouquet.
And that's where the money's at, you know? Like,
imagine how shows on ours would be.
we lit. I'll feel satisfied being that. I'll be okay with that. All this turning out is cute.
Well, you know, we only got one more turn.
I'm in your service, I'll be your captain. I'll be your plug, I'll be the one booking that action. Give me the blunts, go make your buns, put your retraction. Every time you making the pose, there should be a caption. Yes, rose all day. But every rose, it has a thorn, so please don't press up on me. Precious clothes, the things to go, the rabbi, he just told me. Set to go in Mexico, I blow poquito hombre. Baby, I've been trying to be my baby. Placing roses in their face, I know they did that. They say you know they still provoke to change that. Rose forever, all the same. It's rose, all night. It's rose.
Alright, so yeah, that's Bouquet by Dem Rose Boys. So, what are you thinking, bro? You can start this one off. I'll let you start this one off.
Off of first listen, I thought it was a banger still. The beat really kicked in, and like I like the hook. Like, you know how like you float on it, whatever. I think lyrically though, it wasn't like it was like, I guess, your most lyrical sound type of track, like in a sense. Like it wasn't like no real integral bars to it in a sense, right? But it like kind of suited the beat, right? Still, it wasn't like he didn't do the beat justice, but but I guess that was like, I think for me, where it's like it kind of like it wasn't on that kind of interest for me, or at that level for me. But he still like did his thing on the beat, and he made a sick song out of it, right? For what he did. So I have to go with, I'd probably give that like I want to give that a 4. A solid 4.
That's solid.
I want to give it a solid 4.
That's a good score.
Yeah, it's catchy. The beat's catchy, and what he did on it is just I want to hear the whole thing though, right? Like in its entirety. But I know you will put it on the playlist, and
you can bump it in the car and take it in fully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to all the artists that's sending in their music. Adding it to the playlist. The Spotify playlist. Make sure you follow up. But yeah. What do you think?
I mean, it's pretty dope. Like I'm not mad at it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think in a car it would be dope. So it would be a dope listen. Just cruise and kind of jam to it. I think it'd be dope. Like, you know me, I don't like those super simple hooks. So like, I'm not like overly excited about the hook. But I can see it bang in a club. Because like in the club, it's kind of an easy one, right? So. I mean, it's pretty dope. It's not too crazy. It's not too bad. Like,
exactly.
But like, it's definitely one I'd bump. I'm glad it's on the playlist. I'm glad it was submitted.
It's a good song.
I'll bump it, but I can only give it a 3.5.
Really?
Yeah, I can't give it the full 4 because I'll be honest with you. Like, the hook to me, like, although it's catchy, I know some people will like it. It's not for me, so I can't really fucking rate it too high. Like, that's so right away you're gonna lose a bit of marks. The beat was nice. It slaps. It would probably slap in the car. So I really like the beat, and I like his flow. I like the way he rapped on it. Lyrically, it was all right. It was like, you know what I mean. It wasn't horrible. So I'm not gonna give it a 3. I'm not gonna give it like lower. Like, it's not trash, but it doesn't wow me. It's not over the top. Even the production value to me, it wasn't crazy high. Like it like, I don't know if it's auto-tuned or what it is, or I don't know. I just feel like it's
that was partially kind of like my issue too, right?
Hard,
like just. That's what I mean. It's like
I hate to like talk smack because I'm not.
It's not like talking smack. It's just a style, right? But I mean, like I said, he did the beat justice. Like
I'm also listening to it on a TV, guys. So at the end of the day, like again, like it's one of those ones definitely where you have to more take it in a whip with a good sound system or whatever, and then I could probably give it a higher rating. But I'm gonna give it a 3.5 for now. So that puts us at a 7.5. out of 10, which is a 75%, which is definitely a good rating. Like, let's be realistic here. Okay.
Shouts to Dem Rose Boys.
So right off the hop, what do we do? Oh wait, no, I'm not logged into the right thing, so I'm gonna add this after. But normally I try to add it right away, but I'll add it after to the playlist. Okay, so the next one we got is Reckless from the 6. So shout out to Reckless for sending this in. I know Reckless. Reckless is pretty dope. I've shot a video with him in it before. This one's called IDK, which could stand for I don't know, but it also could stand for anything else. Maybe he made up something else. All right, let's check it out. Maybe I should turn it up first. Yeah, that's the idea.
Aristotle once said, the more you know, the more you know you don't know. That's something I can feel in my soul. 'Cause even though I feel I know more than most, still more to know before I can boast, before I can be ghost. That's real. But here we are. The art of war, it
It's said to know thy enemy, but if I don't know who my enemy is, I'm probably letting in Trojan horse frenemies. But I'm readily on watch, hypothetically cut. Seems I better be mentally alert, and that's just getting me. Nothing but paranoid nightmare, better dream. Gotta be a better way, gotta be a better way. Just stay awake on methamphetamine till I fade away, till I fade away. My son stands, just ain't letting me, daddy. Regaining energy, told me to strive and survive to the heresy. If it didn't kill you, it made you stronger. I know you got the will, you a man of honor. You're not one to wander, lost in the cycle. Can't fix the dramas, it's suicide born. Take a breath, don't take another one karma. We got a pom-poms crowd, got the rah-rah. Be deaf to the blah-blah. Till the day we can ha-ha. On a beach with a mind time so high. Work the time, Bahama. Speaking hope like an 08 Obama. Reach goals, let them sweat in the sauna. Cause a motherfucking heat that speak on the beach. Gonna teach them it's all about karma. Cultivate thought, you a knowledge farmer. Mandalorian with best car armor. They can take the life, but they can't take the wonder. They don't see the lightning, give them the thunder. But I don't know why. And I know. But I don't know why. But I really don't know. Nothing about nothing. To the flashback. Illuminate your brain. Spark rain down a flammable rage.
Alright, so shout out to Reckless. That's I Don't Know. Clearly, the song is called I Don't Know. He says it in the number, so I mean, you know, that's how it goes. Alright, so I'll start this off. Right off the bat, I'll be honest with you guys. I am not the biggest fan of the song. This is like one of the worst songs I've heard so far that was submitted. I honestly, I don't like the beat. But I will give it this though. I think the way he rapped was sick. Like, I think his rapping is dope. He went for that guy Damien, like the devil vibe, right? Like, and so I gotta give him points for like the creativity and like the way that he did that back and forth with that. But the beat, not a fan of it at all. The hook, I hated the hook. That was like the worst hook. So I'm gonna give that a 2.5. Okay? No offense, Reckless, because you're dope and I know you're actually a sick rapper, but yo, that one, I'm not feeling that one, bro.
Oh,
that's
man.
just me. What do you think? I don't know.
Listen.
Bro, I'm not trying to be like, okay.
Here's what I think. At the end of the day, sometimes when you have songs, sometimes you have songs that are not your best. And
that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean? Like you I know that he's a dope rapper, right? And you know, like shout out to Reckless.
Yeah.
And the thing
big
is,
shout out to Reckless. Reckless actually a sick
even in this song, like I get the angle with where you're going, and I get the whole context of what you were trying to do with the song. It's just, for me, it's just like it kind of caught me off guard, just because I think the beat didn't really support what he was trying to do, you know what I mean? And I think like that's where it kind of lacked, because I wasn't really a big fan of the beat, right? Like I'm very critical when it comes to like
that's the thing with
beat selections, right?
I always
like,
rated on the beat, the like you know the bars, and then the hook. I always rated on the hook.
The bars and how he was spitting and delivery, like he was it's like he had to try extra hard, in a sense, to like to keep on top of the beat, because the beat was so trash. You know what I mean? Like for me, right? Like I just wasn't feeling like that, right? So I just think that like he could have like I guess came with the same concept but with like a different beat in a sense, right? Lyrically, I think like he was on like, you know, he was doing his thing with that.
What are you thinking?
I'm gonna give it a 3, man.
3?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
I can't lie.
I wasn't really feeling the hook either.
Reckless is a lot doper. It's the beat, to be honest.
It was the beat for me. A lot of it was the beat. It was just,
because I know Reckless, if he would have picked a different beat, he would have started it a lot different. He would have rode the beat differently. Yeah. Like you said, he was kind of forcing it in a sense.
Yeah, I think it wasn't like he was forcing it. It was like, I think he was just. It's like he had to like. I think he's already like on that level, right? And I think like. He like kind of took a step down in the sense where he could have just like, you know, gone on a different beat and like killed it the same way, right? Like I don't know. I'm very like, you know, cautious when it comes to beat selections. Like I just feel like even if you are gonna go on that tip, like, but everybody has their different like vibe and their different tone of what they like into a beat, right? So, you know, I can't tell him like what what beat selection he should go on or whatever. Like, I can't tell a guy. Like, I'm just the host, right, of a podcast.
Like you said, he was trying to do something. Like,
yeah, he was just trying to do a thing, and I'm not hating on him for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just it wasn't my favorite track that like I've heard. That,
brother.
You know what I mean?
I don't know exactly how we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to kind of skim through it maybe and find out where Scythe is, but let's check it out. It's funny that you asked me that. It's a good deal.
I'm just...
You
Came from below to...
Okay, pull it up.
He looking good from where we head up here. Young snitch.
All the bullshit, better let him go. Came from below to a better fuel. If you ain't know, then you never knew. Same ones with me since before all this revenue. Shit looking good from where we head up here. The higher you go, the smaller they appear. I can't hear anybody from up here except who I want. Yo, yeah, y'all know who you are. Yeah. In the rap, boom back, legend out the blue, not using a map. I got a style no human can match, so you can relax. I write different, where's my Pulitzer at? I do this for laughs, do for a laugh. Put your money up, I'll double up, chewing the fat. It's too bad, you can't make a move on the champ. There's no future in that. I stay safe like the jewelry stashed high. Cool in Matanda, I'm cooler than cash. My IQ is lasagna, my noodle is fat. Approval gets stamped like aluminum cans. Vitruvian man, it's a body if you're doing the math. It's irrefutable, indisputable facts. Yeah, I'm too advanced, boom like a judo attack. If you can dance, you can dance. Don't lose it at bat. It's Superman, soon as man's in the booth, it's a rap. Let's rap. All the bullshit.
Dope. Well, shout out to Scythe for sending in that record from up here. Check it out on that Spotify playlist.
Yep.
Gutz, what are you thinking, brother? Let me hear you. What you thinking?
See, like, as I hear Stitch playing in the background, I want to hear, like, the whole track, right? Like, it's one of those ones that it's hard to kind of judge off of that one verse, you know what I mean? But, I mean, like, the verse was good. I mean, I wasn't like, I wanted to hear, like, I just wanted to hear, like, the whole track in its completion, right? It's like, kind of like a good, like, setup, like, for the whole track, like, whatever, right? Like, but, I mean, the bars were pretty good. The flow's pretty good. But like I said, like, I just, looking at the track, you just want to hear the whole thing, right? Because, like, I think, he did it justice, but it wasn't like, it's like, boom, like, whatever, like, it just crushed it right off the bat kind of thing, right? I think it's like he came, like, relaxed and just, just flowed, like, whatever. But, I want to give it, I'm going to give it a 4. Good 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Give it a 4. I like the hook. I like the hook too. Who's on the hook?
That I'm not sure. I'm not sure the arrangement.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't really, when people send it to me, they don't really send me the arrangement.
That hook is, hook's nice.
Maybe that's something for the future stuff that I'm gonna make sure make note of.
Yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
A 4 is a solid score. I don't care where you're from.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first initial thoughts on the record. First of all, I like the beat.
Yeah.
Like, I even like this part. Like, you see how it came in like this?
Yeah.
I like that part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean? And the hook part, like the singing on it.
Yeah, for sure.
drops are nice. I like the switch up. You see how he didn't just stick with that one style and switch it up. I love that.
For sure.
This is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about hooks. Like I'm like, oh, certain hooks I like, certain ones I don't like. This is what I mean. I want like a hook that has different levels to it. You know what I mean? Right off the rip with the verse, I was like, okay, it's a chill beat. So I get it, it's a chill vibe, but I think he's too chill.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, you didn't come with that, you know what I mean? Like,
that's my only thing.
That was the thing, yeah.
He kind of sounds like he's got a bit of that quirkiness to him again, like I was saying last week about one of the artists. Like to his certain parts of his flow, like he needs to swag it out better. Like his cadence or his swag, just be more. I don't know how to explain it. Everyone has their own swag, you know what I mean? So maybe that's just his style, right? But certain parts of it, it's not the whole thing. It's just certain parts of it are sound a little iffy to me. That's all. So that all being said, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I think that's a pretty solid score. I think if the verse was harder, it would have been up in the 4s, 4.5s if the verse really wowed. Of course, Stitch is on the song, so I agree with what you're saying, but I just have to judge on what I hear, you know? So I gotta go off that. Like, if we're gonna start doing full records, then maybe we should eventually, right? But I mean, maybe we do 3 full songs instead of 5, 1.5 minutes, right? I don't know, like whatever, right?
Okay.
But
whatever.
something to think about, right? But based off that, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. That's a 7.5 out of 10. That's a good score. It's not a bad score. So.
Not a bad score.
So that's gonna be on the playlist. Go check it out from up here on the playlist by Young Stitch, Scythe, Cope Aesthetic, and Erasmo. Okay, so up next. Samson on the beat. All right. So shout out to those guys. So now we got Samson on the beat. Verified artist on Spotify. 76 monthly listeners. I don't know why I didn't start doing that from before. I could have said that maybe before. I think it's the first time I noticed it. So the song that we got here is Hand Me the Mic. Okay, by Samson on the beat.
Samson?
Somebody got time to Samson. Yo, before I get into the song though, yo, shout out to the Bounty Cookies. Did you try one of these?
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
Yeah, but you don't like the coconut you said before.
Yeah, I'm giving that. I'm giving that probably like a 2.5, 3.
Okay, here, pass that over to the.
I'll give that like a 2.5, 3.
2.5 trios. I'll give that one a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give that one a 4.
This drink,
nice soft.
Trash. I'm giving that. I'm probably giving this a 1, 1.5.
This is sparkling water. I usually hate sparkling water. This was really good and smooth. I'm actually gonna give this a 4.
4.
Yeah. Maybe even a 4.5, but I'm gonna stick with the 4.
We're gonna get into this now.
I'm not excited for next week though, by the way.
No.
Because the stuff we're gonna be, but we also get a mystery box, so it's kind of cool. Oh, finally, Nash quick. I've been looking at that. What are we thinking? Yeah.
First bite.
Shout out to Super Vendors again.
Super Vendors.
Let's get into Samson on the beat.
Samson. Let's go.
Let me turn that up.
I'll rep this on set. Oh, this is gonna be set.
On that New York shit, fuck around, they gonna be like, look what New York did. He came to our city, made money, banged our bitch. Crazy thing, he even got our city fucking with him. So while you sitting there, I'ma help you figure it out. I'm that old school, new era, new word of mouth. That dude sickin' in the flu, spreading all around. If you see him in your hood, it's respect, no doubt. So hand me the mic, I'm ready now to body these dykes. Got precision with these writtens, catching bodies on sight. Money talks, bullshit walks, I been about that life. Where I'm from, we turn the tables, kill these busters with mics. They don't do it like I do in my city. These rappers dancing, acting suspect, looking like I'm out of their ditty. I stay busy, the reason New York stays with me. You can see the fight like Nas, all I need is one, my stash. Then I will flow off and try to get the gold. Get the gold. This side to that side.
Alright, I guess it's me, right?
You? Yeah.
This is one of the better songs we've gotten so far in all the reviews so far. This is a slapper. This guy's got skills, bro. Like right off the hop, the voice, cadence, all that, the flow. That's like a 10 out of 10, bro. Like I don't even know how to, like, you know what I mean? But like the beat's nice. The hook's hard because I like the scratches. Man, this is a
slapper.
Jeez, this is fire. Yo, shout out to Samson on the beat. Straight off, like straight off the hop.
Yeah.
This guy can rap. Damn.
This guy's from New York?
I don't know, it sounds like it. He sounds like a New York rapper. I'm not sure where he's from.
So where'd you get the link from?
He sent it to me on Facebook.
Oh,
I post a link. Anybody, I don't care if you're from where you could be from.
So you follow him on Facebook?
I'm gonna have to look into him more now that I know that he's this good for sure. Samson on the beat. AKA
this kid's nice, yo.
AKA Samson on the beat on Facebook.
So what do you give that?
4.5.
4.5?
I can't give it a 5.
We're talking here.
I don't know. Like, it's like it's close. I don't know. Right. The reason why I'm not giving it a 10, I'll be honest with you. One, okay, I like the hook, but it's like it's a scratch. So yes, it's dope, but like it's not him per se. You know, if he DJ'd it and he showed me a DJ, okay, I'll give him the full 5. I know a producer did the hook. So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's dope because it's creative. That's why it still gets up there to the 4.5 because the hook is still banging. But I'm not going to give him the full 5 because he didn't do the hook. That's my only reason why he doesn't get that extra 0.5. That's it.
For sure.
Sorry.
So
sorry.
I don't know, man.
He deserves a 5. He deserves a 5.
I have to disagree with you, man. Like, I think like the hook makes the song like even better. Like,
I hear you.
You know, I like that the scratching element, right? Like, you know, not this new school doesn't really appreciate that element, like, to the music, right? Like,
I hear that. I hear that. I was happy to hear the scratching. I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
So
I still the scratching still brought the score up for me.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think a couple. I think it was last show where it was like if there's like a checkbox of like, you know, what you look for, right? Like beat check, cadence check, flow check. Like this guy would check all the boxes.
Right.
You know, everything. You know, everything was perfect with the song. Right. Like the beat, select, like everything, like had the old school element, but it still had the new school. Like, you know what I mean? Like you just have to appreciate it, right? Like that sound. And not a lot of people do appreciate it, but there's a good majority of people that do, right? So I like the fact that, you know, if he's a young cat doing what he's doing and he's pushing this music, it gives hip hop hope that there's good music that's still being made. With that being said, I'll give him a 5.
Deserves that 9.5.
I'm giving him a 5, man.
Pretty sure that's the highest score. No, we have one other 9.5, which was his Dre Specs.
I'm telling you, that's a 5 from him.
Oh no, yeah, I think 9.5.
That's a 5 from him.
How did Dre Specs get a 9? Oh no, I know. I'm just kidding.
It's a 5.
5. So that's a 9.5 out of 10. Shout out to Samson on the beat, bro. That's a slapper. I'm glad that's on the playlist. I'm very happy.
That's a slapper on the playlist, yo. That's yo, we need to do a charting one, like top 10.
I think we should do it at the end of the month after we get the whole list. Yeah, we're gonna have to do. That's what we should do for sure.
A top 10 list.
So we'll probably end up doing that. So after next week's, well, after this week's, because this week's is gonna be the last of this month. So this is the end of the playlist. This is the last records for the playlist of this month. Because we got next week, which is what Sunday is next week?
Hmm?
Which Sunday is next weekend? Does anybody know?
Like the actual
like
date?
the actual number of date. Yeah.
I don't know, brother.
The Ace of Spades is still
okay.
hiding.
So next song.
Sick kids catch the Ace raffle. Think you know
we got
where
one
it
more.
Is? This could be the week you win big.
We actually had a lot of submissions. We have
biggest
enough to fill up the next like few weeks.
For as little as $10 at sickkidsace.ca or REF11999295.
Excuse me. This one is Unsatisfied by Nico Flair.
Nico Flair.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Yo, this
next Sunday is the 25th.
Oh, next Sunday is the 25th. This isn't even gonna make it.
What?
No, wait. No, yeah, this won't even make it to this month. What? This is next month. This is broadcast, like this film that we're talking about, is for the first week of May.
This one here?
So this is the starting of a new playlist.
Talk to me no more. Is it me or is it you? Guess we'll never know, cause you can't speak the truth. Sometimes I feel alone even when I am with you. It's like you only wanna love me when you in the mood. Me and you are always at a feud. Even at your nicest, you're still rude. Look at all the things that we done been through. It should be about both of us, not just you. But I'm still here, I'm playing with fire. A little white lie can turn you into a liar. Why do we always want what we cannot acquire? Push me as far as you want, you're still my only desire. Flair. Give you my arms, not enough. We can't fall strong enough. Holding up,
well, if you want to.
Would be so hard to give you up. You got unsatisfied with me.
Alright. That's you, Gutz.
Me?
Yeah, you're up, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I like it. I like the vibe. It has like that, you know, that old school kind of like Michael Jackson / Bruno Mars kind of sound. I like the vibe to it, right? It has that old school like vibe, like, you know, makes you dance, make you move, right? It's like, you know, and it did its justice, right? Like you can hear this in like a club or like on like a top 40 list. Like, it's definitely has that like radio quality sound, you know. And this is what's upsetting, where it's like, how come? I've never heard this song like on a mainstream radio, but it should, like, it has that like that quality, that sound, right? You would think, right? I mean, as nice as it is, I mean, I only like that style to a certain point. You know what I mean? Like, cause like I'm a hip hop, you know, head, right? But like I love music, but like I love hip hop, and you know, in terms of like, you know, certain styles, certain, you know, whatever. So I don't know. I'm gonna give that a 3.5. Give that a 3.5.
That's a fair score.
I'm gonna give that a 3.5. You know, okay. I liked it. You know, but I mean, it's like only like, I guess so much like of that style, like, you know. I can like.
I think like I can agree with like pretty much everything you said, like, because I kind of felt the same way. I actually thought Bruno Mars when I when I heard the hook, which is a great thing. Like fucking, that's kind of where you want to go if you're making music like that. Like, I mean,
sure.
In my opinion, Bruno Mars is one of the best to do it. Like now, you know what I mean? Like now, I'm like living in this, but yeah, like Michael Jackson kind of sound. Like it had a good vibe to it for sure.
Yeah, good vibe. Sure.
I know it's tough, right? It's tough to rate the song. It's hard to say because it's like I don't know, like it's a slapper. It's not necessarily the music that I would listen to every single day per se. But at the same time, I could hear it. I could see it in a movie. I could like again.
It has the market. I see the marketing
100%. So I
push for it.
I got to give it a bit of value to that.
That's like, you have to give it some respect. It's a 3.5.
And I actually think the production level is really good.
Yeah.
Like I actually like overall production level, not just the beat. Like the beat's banger actually.
Yeah.
But I mean like the actual recording, the mix, and everything. Yeah. It sounded great.
For sure. For sure.
I'm honestly, I think I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
Only because, like the overall, like every single, like all the boxes are getting ticked, but they're not like over the top ticked, but they're like they are still all getting ticked. So you kind of, I kind of have to give it a 4. Like I kind of, just because I feel bad giving it a 3.5 when some of the other songs I've gave it a 3.5 don't match up to this song.
There's
for me.
Okay, so here's my thing.
I'm gonna give it a 4. So it gets 7.5. That's still a great
whenever
score.
I like judge music, I always say like, yo, is it like in a sense like is it iPod worthy? Like is it something that I could put on my iPod,
right?
And I could work out to, and you know,
yeah,
or I could just whatever, right?
Everyone has their own. Here,
no,
eat this.
No, I don't want that.
Yo, shout out to everybody for tuning in. Yeah. Honestly,
another week, another week, and
episode 6.
Shouts to Super Vendors. You know, we rated everything. Yep. You know, there was. Well, I didn't get into this.
Oh,
I didn't get into the Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, you should save it for next week.
I can save it for next week. I mean, I'm not.
There's no point in going over.
I'm not really.
You're driving, so we don't want to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So.
Exactly. Still haven't tabbed into that. Still haven't dived into the Lucky Charms.
Next week, I'm telling you.
Next week we have to finish all of this. I'm not looking forward to this or that.
But it's gonna be interesting.
Speaking of vegan, there was the vegan bread.
We didn't get into.
I didn't get into. I'll get into that right now.
Okay. So while you're getting into that, I do want to drop the bomb on everybody that you know, all of our loyal listeners, like all the ones that stay tuned to the end, you guys get to know first. So if you didn't see it at the beginning of the video, or you know, you didn't already see the link somewhere else, the website is officially launched. Okay. connect.tv.ca. You guys can go there right now, take a look. It's just got all the different ways you can get to all the different media outlets that we're doing, all the different platform stuff we're building. We're gonna have the shop up and going and all that. You know, also we are getting ready this month. We do have the 7th anniversary of Connect coming up.
Yep.
And because we have the 7th anniversary coming up, we've decided that we're gonna do our first merch drop on that date. So the date will be in the description or right here on the screen, whatever it is. And on that date, we're gonna have some specials for you guys. We're gonna have some 7th anniversary swag for you guys, for all the you know, loyal Connect the Dot fans and supporters that have been here since day one. To kind of something a little special that we're gonna, you know, drop in the shop, and you know, once it's there, we're gonna have a limited amount of. It's gonna be a limited run. Once you guys grab that stuff, once it's gone, it's gone. And we're gonna have a whole bunch of other different types of merch that you guys can get. Exclusive drops. We're gonna also have you know, some stuff that we're gonna keep regular in stock, you know, standard, or you know, our OG hoodies and stuff like that. We're gonna have some stuff that's embroidered. We have artist collaborations. We got tons of stuff, guys. I can't wait for you guys to check it all out, and it's gonna be coming real soon. So
yeah, that's good. That's big news. And you know, just continue to hit the subscribe button, or tell people to hit the subscribe button and send it on to, you know, tell a friend, or
go to your kid's tablet, or go to your friend's tablet, or somebody else's device. Go to another device, hit subscribe on all the other devices.
Yeah, man, like just, you know, get the word out there. Like, you know, we're out here like trying to, like, you know,
build it up
and put it out there for everybody to, like, you know, have their own avenue right now, right? And like, you know, we got the merch coming, got music, you know, right now with the Spotify playlists, and you know, and all the album content that, like, a lot of these artists, we're gonna have the feature artists, you know, of the month,
right?
You know, we're gonna be talking about that real soon coming up.
That's
right.
Our
top 10 lists
next week. Next week, you guys are actually gonna see our top 10 of last month's reviewed artists. So we're gonna put together all the top 10 highest reviewed. We're gonna play the songs. It's gonna be a completely different episode. It's not gonna be part of the podcast. It's gonna be its own thing. So artist review top 10. That's coming at you guys next week. Along with another podcast, like, as you know, as a regular.
Hopefully we'll get Chris to come in from.
We've got also next podcast. Yeah, we've got a brand new mystery box for you guys. We got Chris coming in for a quick talk, so he can kind of tell you guys what's going on with what he's doing. For sure. And just like we said, man, just keep pushing the word out there, man. We got a lot of, like, big things that are coming up right now. I mean, you know, soon enough we're gonna get that thing that you were saying, the shutdown. Oh, absolutely, the documentaries. Hopefully, by the time you guys are seeing this, it's already halfway filmed. Yeah, and
that's going on, I'm sure, really well right now. With everything.
I'm really excited to let you guys know more about that as it progresses. But I'm trying to keep a lot of things under wraps.
I know you're mentioning, for sure. It's, you know, it's like, You know, it's
just
premise of it, right? You just didn't really want to. I know you don't really want to go into too much detail.
No, I kind of let people know, like if you guys were watching on a previous episode, I did talk a little bit about it, let a little bit of information out, but you know, we're trying to keep everything, kind of keep the cat in the bag, so that way when we do drop it, it's like kind of a wow factor a bit.
Right.
And then also I don't want other people to steal my ideas. So there's all kinds of factors. Is why I don't want to talk too much about things. But anyways, that being said. The Shutdown 2021 documentary will be available soon. That's going to be some more content for you guys. We're going to have more other content that we're working on, you know, once we get a full hang on things and stuff like that. But big shout out to Young Stitch for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah, big
shout out to anybody that's here that's a Stitch supporter. You know, we've been supporting Stitch for a long time. Stitch supports the show. So if you guys are watching this, make sure to go check out the shop. We will be launching some stuff with a Stitch collabo, and I'm telling you, the Stitch line is insane. You guys are gonna want to get your hands on this stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's about it, boys and girls. Thanks again for tuning in. Tuning in every week if you can. Check us out on IG, connected.tv. Go check out the website now, connected.tv.ca.
Hit the subscribe, hit the like. You know, we're out here, we're grinding.
Like, subscribe. I mean? Shout out to everyone that sent.
Shout out to everybody, you know. Shout out to everybody that's, you know, like, posting their videos on the links, you know, and spreading the word out there. Shout
out to DJ for cutting up the shorts for everyone to kind of get like a good you know, quick clips so that people can kind of like get entertained quicker than, you know, our long ass podcast. So
that was for sure. That was a good look. Yeah, that was definitely a good look.
We got a bunch of them actually. He's got a bunch of cuts, so we're gonna be releasing more shortcuts. Hope you guys are liking that.
Yeah.
And again, just drop more comments if you guys are listening right now and you listened all the way to the very end. # connect the dot. And also, when we do launch the merch, we are gonna do a giveaway, a huge giveaway. You know, I don't have the full details yet, but one idea that I have for a giveaway is the entire drop, like one piece of each item that's on the drop.
Mm-hmm.
Huge giveaway. The value would be huge. Like, I don't even know how much it would be worth, but it'd be kind of a cool look, or, you know, a good amount of the drop, or maybe you know, X amount of money off of the site or whatever it is, and then get, like, you know, go buy a whole bunch of stuff, get it mailed to their house, whatever it is.
Maybe get some merch, some shit like that.
So we're gonna work out some details for that. But anyways, again, thanks for tuning in. Mike Gutz,
Dan Barker,
respects.
You know, don't know.
Easy.